about pronunciations for some of these, please?
Yeah, I'll just try it. All right, let's go. Trotsky, Calms.
No, let me go down.
There you go.
All right, Charles Calms, Humbert, Petrovsky.
Yeah, Petrovsky.
Zemeth, Nasso, Truong, Marinucci.
Nasso,
Let me just go, yeah. McIntosh, Baker, Giorgio, Baker, Balla, Gazari, Boston, Matina, Cartwright, Jurovic, Robson.
Football Victoria wishes to acknowledge the Wurundjeri/Wurrung peoples of the Kulin nations as the traditional owners of the land that we meet and play upon today.
Now, I
Pay
heard
our
them say
respects
last
to
week,
their elders of the past, present and emerging, with acknowledgement of the spiritual connection they have to the country. We'd like to acknowledge any traditional owners of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples that may be present with us here today. We take our respect to their culture, traditions, aspirations and knowledge that connects us together upon country today. Your starting lineups for this afternoon's VPL 1 promotion playoff are in, starting off with Melbourne City. Number 1, Lachlan Charles. Number 16, Matthew Baker. Number 27, Roland Balla. Number 42, Isaiah Boston. Number 47, Aaron Cartwright. Number 6, Luca Demuth. Number 18, James Giorgio. Number 4, Marcus Humbert. Number 3, Ryan Calms. Number 14, Angus McIntosh. Number 5, Jackson Nedkowski. On the bench for Melbourne City, number 39, Ahmed Faraz Guzari. Number 12, Lewis Marinucci. Number 45, Daniel Matia. Number 9, Thomas Nassau. Number 96, Sam Robson. Number 10, Harley Truong. And number 50, Nikola Djordjevic. Head coach, Alessandro Diamandi. And now your starting lineup for Brunswick City SC. Number 7, Dylan Alshaw. Number 30, Costa Emmanuel. Number 5, Sion Valpi. Number 47, Camille Hegazi. Number 13, Atai Ibrahim. Number 9, Carl Johnson. Number 14, Samuel McCall. Number 78, Nicholas Mooney. Number 16, Kobe Timms. Number 15, Samuel Vizzi. And number 8, Austin Wong. On the bench for Brunswick City SC. Number 2, Cordell Addison. Number 23, Dimitri Focanos. Number 22, Harry Foyanos. Number 6, Harley Payne. Number 1, Kai Sapolu. Number 27, Ethan Samis. And number 25, William Siamis. Head coach Nick Priopoulos.
Smash.
We are less than 15 minutes away from the VPL 1 promotion playoff final. It's going to be an exciting one. Brunswick City SC, can they get promoted to the MPL Victoria for the first time in their history, alongside Melbourne City, who will also seek promotion to the MPL Victoria for the very first time.
It's a big day here. There's one final order of business before we decide this year's champion in MPL Victoria, and that is who will fill the final cover piece in next year's MPL Victoria. It's, I'm going to go something like that. Shade of blue for your fancy, dark or sky, that sort of thing. Get into the top right. Form a welcome, throw to you, and then
What I'm doing is, the philosophy is different. Both got young players. Even Brunswick City played 5 youngsters in the last year. So, however, a community club versus a multi-ownership club, 2 different So the family values community club versus the multi-ownership club with a world-class academy. What a game. Both promoting the youth development mentality in different ways. Just throw that in and then talk about, you can talk if you want 2-0 loss in the last round. Yeah, that's it. Interestingly, two of the top goal scorers for Melbourne City are not playing tonight. And also the second top scorer I'll mention, Jesse McAloonus, remember him from Melbourne? He was at Brunswick City, but they left mid-season. I'll mention he's gone. Throw a narrative around it. Yeah. He's in the... got him in the squad. McIntyre is playing his international group. Play international group. He's in the 20s. Preparing or any one of those things. I'll mention it though. Give that narrative. I'll open it. I'll let you talk about the teams. Yeah, I'll let it. Yeah.
There's one change for Brunswick City. For him for the others. And then two for Melbourne City. Kowski and Gorgo here. Baker.
I'll do that as well.
All good.
I'll do Beckham Bacon on international duty.
I'll let you do the team news.
Yeah, Marinucci, 2 goals last week.
One goal last week. now. I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. Okay. Permission's on. That's it.
Please welcome both teams to the pitch for the VPL 1 promotion playoff final between Melbourne City FC and Brunswick City FC. Thanks everyone. Let's get behind Brunswick City FC and Melbourne City FC for the VPL 1 promotion playoff series final. It's going to be a big one. The winner will get promoted to the NPL Victoria for 2026.
Well, we're here at Lakeside Stadium on NPL Victoria Grand Final Day, but before we do decide the champion in Victoria's top flight for season 2025, first we must decide the final piece of the 2026 NPL Victoria puzzle. It is the VPL 1 promotion playoff, and today, well, it's two shades of blue going at it. Do you fancy the sky blue of Melbourne City or the darker royal blue of Brunswick City? The winner of this is in NPL Victoria in season 2026. My name's Adam Sarikoglu. Pleased to be joined by Peter Paleologos here. Peter, we're thrilled to be here. It is a magnificent atmosphere, a lovely day for football as well here at Lakeside Stadium, and we can't wait for this one to kick off. One team goes up into the top flight next year.
Yes, it's a seminal moment for Victorian football, NPL football, in the sense that we get a playoff. We've never seen this. Is a bit like League 1, League 2 playoffs in England, so fascinating game, and winner takes all. The fascinating thing about this was Melbourne City were heading for automatic promotion to the NPL, and Brunswick City denied them with a 2-0 win in the last round. So there's a lot to play for here today, and it's going to be an amazing game. Do or die for both teams. Both have never been to the NPL. So this is the first opportunity for Melbourne City, which I call the multi-club ownership club, an international-based club, versus an NPL-type community club, which is Brunswick City. So the narrative's complete opposite. But I will say this. Both these teams are all about youth development, giving young players an opportunity, and that's what we're here to showcase today.
And as soon as we get the sprinklers sorted out here, we'll have a kick-off. It's probably a good time to look at
the lineups here, Peter. 2 changes for Melbourne City and some big ones at that. Just 1 for Brunswick City. So Jaden Nikoski and James Giorgio coming in for Lewis Marinucci, who scored last week in the first playoff against Melbourne Serbia. And Beckham Baker is not featured in this playoff either. And just the 1 change for Brunswick City. Ate Ibrahim is in. William Tiamas is on the bench. Tiamas, one of the scorers against Melbourne City only a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, I know he's had a fitness test. He's on the bench. He may get on. Tiamas, Beckham, Baker. Beckham Baker is a big loss, I would say, for Melbourne City. Top scorer, 12 goals this year. He's the left winger that had a breakout season. I know he's part of the senior squad, but now he's on international duty. Marinucci, an interesting one. He came on, and that game against Melbourne Serbia was the game changer right at the end with that goal. So really 2, I would say, important changes for Melbourne City could affect them. However, Melbourne City have got over 38 players this year. They've used 38 players. So they've got depth, they've got ability, and they've got talent.
So hopefully we have sorted out this sprinkler situation here. They're all off now. Lockie Keevers has been forced to delay the start of this playoff. It will be Melbourne City defending the left of screen. We are underway in the final game of the season in VPL 1. Who goes into Victoria's top flight? Either way, it will be a first-time entrance. And in goal is Lockie Charles for Melbourne City. A 4-3 win out at Casey last week against Melbourne Serbia to get here on NPL Victoria Grand Final day. Jaden Nikoski's come straight into the 11 here. One of 2 changes for Alessandro Diamante. Isaiah Boston advancing up this near side. Cartwright playing back toward Nikoski. Demuth and then Humbert, who scored the winner in stoppage time last week. Isaiah Boston. They're working around the area right now. McIntosh had no outlets inboard. Brunswick City have not really had a touch yet. The Spartans here, courtesy of a 3-1 win against North Sunshine Eagles.
Spartans, as they say, the Brunswick City, the surprise packet maybe to make this final. No one was expecting them. A very up and down season. However, when it mattered in the playoffs and also towards the end of the season, they got the points and really shown a lot of determination, a lot of passion to get past North Sunshine. And here they are on the big stage with a great opportunity.
It's been all Melbourne City so far. So Brunswick Juventus get up in the earlier game here today. They're in VPL 1 next year. Could be a big day for the 3056 postcode. Boston. That's not going to trouble Nick Mooney in goal for Brunswick City. And what a story this is for the Spartans. Nick Kyriopoulos, a legend of the club, might be taking him to the top flight as coach here today.
Yes, interesting, the 2 pathways of the coaches. Adem, you've got Alessandro Diamante, famous around the world, has settled in Australia, got his coaching license from Italy. That's very hard to get, the top coaching license. He'll be very well credentialed, a lot of study, a lot of work. And you've got Kyriopoulos, who's come through the community system, the NPL system.
So Cartwright looking to dart a way through diagonally. Nick Mooney does have to do something about that one, falling on top of it. It's a fairly gusty day here at Lakeside as well. Fairly steady breeze blowing toward the left of screen as you're watching us in the Football Victoria YouTube channel. And Ghazi. Olshawn was set the task. And Vizzy was having trouble keeping it in play for the Spartans.
I'm just looking at the formations at the moment. Looks like Melbourne City 4-3-3. They do play with wingers. They've always played with wingers, having the firepower that they do have on the wing. Brunswick City, just looking at the formations, changing a little bit.
Giorgio sent a neat ball out wide. This is Matt Baker. City pressing early, Melbourne City that is. Now we'll take an early look at a corner here. All prolific with their corners against Melbourne, Serbia last week.
Yes, a huge number of corners. In fact, Melbourne City, top scorers this year, close to 70 goals. One of the top scorers in the VPL 1. Very, very attacking mindset.
First corner of this playoff, and there was nearly some trouble right on the line. Calms was the one going up against Nick Mooney.
Nick Mooney looked a bit shaky there. He's been one of the consistent performers for Brunswick City. Really stable. And it all starts from the goalkeepers. We mentioned Charles, very good goalkeeper this year, as well as Mooney's kept Brunswick City in a lot of matches. But that coming out, he just fumbled. A bit lucky to get away with it.
So a corner generated from a corner here for Melbourne City. Ball went from Balla, bounced all the way through. Out safely for a goal kick in the end. Dangerous ball from Roland Balla.
Yeah, Roland Balla's been one of the impressive players this year. 4 goals, I believe, for Melbourne City, but really provides that variety. And, you know, he's got also a very efficient pass and cross. So someone who's really providing that extra dimension for Melbourne City. With missing Beckham Baker and having Marinucci on the bench, they've had to have quite a bit of adjustment. And also, you know, even their second scorer this year is no longer with them, Arian Suleimani. So there's a lot of changes in the squad, but that's the good thing about Diamante. He's able to bring these players together, and every match is competitive. All the 38 or 40-member squad, very hungry at Melbourne City.
Wong working with not much space. We'll come back out for Melbourne City now. Nikowski, no rush at all. Midfield ball. Eventually sent toward Cartwright. We've seen plenty of action early on. Boston, Cartwright. Back onto the left he went, and another dangerous situation in the area for Brunswick City. They've been under pressure early. Cartwright might have it come to him. Can he get the shot away? Finally, the shot does go. Calms has scored. Early lead, Melbourne City.
Unbelievable. In the box, 3-4 second balls. No one can get it online, and then Calms gets the goal. Brunswick should be very disappointed. They allowed Melbourne City 3-4 opportunities at a second chance, and there it goes. And an early goal is really going to set the agenda in this game today, but very disappointing Brunswick City. They didn't keep their lines. There wasn't enough man marking in the box, and there was just too much space for Melbourne City players. And with ricochets going all over the place, it was bound to happen. Fantastic goal, Melbourne City.
It's his third goal of the playoffs. Ryan Calms hitting form at the right time. And just as they did against Melbourne Serbia, they take an early lead here, Melbourne City. It only took 3 minutes for Lewis Marinucci last week to get the opener. It took 7 minutes for Ryan Calms to make it 1-0 here today. And Peter, a goal that probably not too surprised to see that first 7 minutes well and truly was on Melbourne City's terms.
Yes, it was. I would say Brunswick City, very cagey start, not coming out that dynamically and controlling the play, controlling the possession. Melbourne City's been dictating the terms. A couple of opportunities, a couple of corners, nearly an early chance when the goalkeeper just missed it, and now you can't afford to allow that space and allow 3 second chances, second balls in the box, and they were punished.
Wong again releasing quickly. Nikowski leaves it for Lockie Charles in goal for Melbourne City. And they are keen to go on the attack quickly. It falls to Emmanuel, though, for the Spartans. Wong back to the safety of Farpoy. Early headaches for Nick Kyrgiopoulos and Brunswick City. Timms, it all worked out okay. Allshawn, his ball blocked on the way through. Melbourne City want to counter quickly. Cartwright has been involved in everything so far. It was up for grabs at midfield. It was reclaimed by Matt Baker.
I thought there was a bit of a tactical change there. Allshawn moved from the left to the right, and Vizzy moved to the right, but now they're back together. It looks like Allshawn has dropped back into that position. The left, he's probably the most dangerous player. The top scorer for, I think it's 10 goals this year as a winger, more of a winger for Brunswick City. Needs to get more in the match. He's got that little bit of X factor that Brunswick City need in order to get back into this, because that early goal could sap your confidence and you really need to build some momentum.
Back going now here at Lakeside. Early goal for Ryan Carms. Sees Melbourne City leading Brunswick City. Wong losing out against Cartwright. Isaiah Boston. Only as far as Wong. Luca Demuth going back to Charles in goal. Humbert, the skipper. Did fall out of play. It will be a Brunswick ball. Emmanuel right on the line. Humbert. And Johnson tracking him. So Brunswick City looking to sustain some sort of possession, and we'll be looking to see if they can fire one back here.
Yeah, Jonsson's an interesting player. He's come from Sweden. I think he played also in the third division in Greece. Quite an interesting player.
Emmanuel's ball. Allshawn has it sit nicely for him. Dylan Allshawn, 10 goals this year in VPL 1. This is Samuel Vizzy. No run up with that throw, just threw it directly into the box. Allshawn now. A couple of defenders in behind him. Farpoy. Timms. Hegazi, it's going to go out wide for Vizzy. First touch in, that allowed the second man in for Melbourne City. That was Cartwright. Ball does go out for a goal kick in the end.
Cartwright doing a lot of work, as you mentioned, Adem. A lot of attacking work, but also defensive work. I would say Vizzy a bit disappointed. It's a heavier touch. And Brunswick City have been very effective in the box, getting in the box, causing trouble for a lot of teams. But on that occasion, you've got to control the ball, and well tracked back by Cartwright and really put the pressure on.
Just a bit sloppy from the back there for Melbourne City. Opened up the door for Wong and Allshawn as well. They will recover though. Demuth firing away quickly toward Balla, who's done well here to find some space. Balla still going. Gets ball down. Near where the marking for the box would have been. Can't really see it from our vantage point, but it's going to be a Brunswick City ball anyway.
That was shoulder to shoulder. Balla surging into the box. Melbourne City want fast ball. They've got the early goal, but they're about fast ball, getting that fast ball. They've got the wingers, they've got the speed, they've got a lot of technical ability, and that's what their game plan is.
Some nifty touches there by Humbert, and an early yellow card is going to be shown here. The contact was fairly heavy. Lockie Keevers was not too hesitant in showing that yellow card to Austin Wong.
Yeah, Austin Wong, next, I would say, he was in Melbourne City or Melbourne Victory. He was part of that pathway before he came into the NPL and the VPL 1. A lot of experience, understand sort of the way Melbourne City and these type of teams sort of play, these academy teams, but very important cog in that midfield.
Bit clumsy by Austin Wong picks up his 4th yellow card of the year. Humbert will take the free kick that he earned and just put it into the hot spot. This is McIntosh. It was Humbert's deflected ball in the 4th minute of stoppage time that sent Melbourne City into this final playoff. Obviously that goal negated the need to go to extra time against Melbourne Serbia last week. Entertaining game, 4-3 win in the end for Melbourne City. Ryan Carb scoring twice in that one. Lewis Marinucci scored in the 3rd minute. And Humbert's winner very late in the piece.
Yeah, it's interesting that Humbert also a centre-back and the Calm's also centre-back, so they're actually contributing to a lot of the goals. They don't have Beckham Baker today, who's their top scorer, so in those set pieces or within the box, they're willing to go forward, and that's important. You need to have your taller players moving and surging forward for those opportunities, and early on we saw that, the 1-0.
Complete miss-hit there. They've had a few moments of frustration early on here, Brunswick City. Melbourne City have certainly settled into this game a lot better. And they have a lead to show for it. Snikovsky goes for a run. And this is Boston. McIntosh. Back for Demuth. Happy to knock it around here. Right now, Alessandro Diamante's men. Now the advance forward. Mooney coming off his line.
I would say, maybe there's nerves with Brunswick City. They're a team that controls possession for the midfield. They've got Kobe Timms, Austin Wong, 2 very effective midfielders who try to build up with the faster wingers with Allshawn there. They just haven't shown that, haven't had the ball, they haven't had monitoring, the midfield. They haven't had that sort of impact at the moment. They need to build that. They are a 2-touch midfield type team who creates chances quickly, and they've got 3-4 very fast forwards. So they haven't really, maybe they haven't settled down into the game, but their strengths are not playing to their strengths, and to be 1-0 down, they've got to chase the game and be a little bit more creative, especially from the midfield.
All of Brunswick City's goals coming in the second half and extra time last week. It was 1-1 at the end of regulation against North Sunshine Eagles. So Allshawn comes together with Nikoski.
You can see now, Adem, a little bit more of a higher press by Brunswick. They want to put a little bit more pressure on the defence. Melbourne City taking the ball out. Probably need that because they probably need a few turnovers as well where to put the pressure on, because at the moment they haven't got control of the game. So maybe a turnover or a transition is where they need to be able to get back into this.
Matthew Baker, left foot down the line for Calms. How will it bounce up against Ibrahim here? Calms, good first touch. That's how Ibrahim gets the boots in at the right moment.
Important player, I'll say. Ibrahim been one of the best players this year for Brunswick. Has had a few injuries, but really very important. Reads the play well. I notice on set pieces he always positions himself at that first ball, so reads the play very well.
Isaiah Boston. Just a little slip there. Opened the door up for Timms. And then we saw Johnson go down. City can still charge here, Melbourne City, but the flag will go up just as Roland Balla released into the box.
You can see the difference there, how fast Melbourne City play the ball, the tempo of the ball, the transition, very, very quick. Maybe there's a bit of a wind. It feels like, I'm not sure if it is going towards favouring Melbourne City's attacking end, but Brunswick a bit slow. You've got to get that tempo, got to get that ball a little bit faster. Johnson had no one really to pass. He got dispossessed, and Melbourne City was straight into the attack. So really need to move that ball movement much more quicker.
Kobe Timms, the Brunswick City captain, gets tripped up. Far point. Ibrahim took a late hit after releasing. Things have been a little bit chippy out there so far. We have had one booking already. That's for Austin Wong. His challenge on Marcus Humbert, resulting in a booking. All short. Promising build-up here. He did slip over, though. And then it's played back in by Johnson once more. And the counter-attack is the problem now for Brunswick City. Ryan Carms had to hold up. There was no other player in a sky blue shirt that was folding their way forward. He had to hold things up. Then he got double-teamed. And he's won the corner. Much to the dismay of Sione Farpoy, I should say.
Yes, Sione Farpoy, strong defender. He scored 4 goals this year from that position, but Carms, very smart. He had no backup, no one really coming forward. That's unlike Melbourne City, who were very much a surging team to the box, but smart play. That's the technique and the smarts, which we talk about, the psychology, able to claim that corner, and this is probably their 3rd or 4th set piece, and they've looked dangerous from their set pieces.
Look at Demuth talking things over right now with Roland Bala. Bala will take the corner. 3rd one here for Melbourne City already. And it's curling toward the back post that hits some side netting. And Koski come up for Melbourne City.
Good opportunity there. Nikosi come from the back. A little bit of swirling wind. Very tall player. I haven't seen much of him this season. Looks very strong, tall, dictating that defence. And that's the thing with these set pieces. They get their big men or their big players up and have caused a few problems for Brunswick City early on.
Wong's ball into the middle of Lakeside Stadium. Emmanuel had a man on. Cartwright happy to retreat all the way back to Lockie Charles in goal for Melbourne City. This is Humbert. Back for Charles. Nikovsky. The channel just opened up for him right through the middle of the pitch. Carms wanted to release out first time. Cartwright has some space and only has one defender to worry about right now, but offside was Angus McIntosh.
Quick movement there. Angus McIntosh got into that position, but very quickly. Johnson should be disappointed a little bit that he just let that defender for Melbourne City just move quickly. You've got to put pressure on. You can't allow that channel to open up so quickly.
First real look at a shot for Samuel Vizzi, but it's off target.
Not by much. Good opportunity. That happened very quickly, and that's probably what Brunswick City. Faster ball, get behind, and create those opportunities. But Vizzi, good shot. A bit diagonal, but, you know, they need to start testing the keeper.
Nearly halfway through the first 45 here. Melbourne City 1, Brunswick City 0. Ryan Carms in the 7th minute with the one and only goal so far here today. It's a lovely day. Spring in the air here on NPL Victoria Grand Final day. There's one spot available in NPL Victoria in 2026. And in these early stages, it's advantage Melbourne City.
Yes, as we said earlier on, Melbourne City never been, unlike Melbourne Victory, who are in the NPL this year, have never been on the big stage. Neither has Brunswick City, a community club, a smaller club, as some people say, but an ambitious club, and have done very well this year. So both these teams have a great opportunity to get on the big stage, and you can see a little bit of nerves, but I think that both teams get into this match, and obviously Melbourne City did that quicker with the early goal.
It's McCall on the outer side that had that ball get away from him. The Spartans will reload once more. Sounding far point. Samuel Vizzi has shown some good signs along this left side so far. That ball in, not one of great quality though. It opens up for Calms. He wanted to go very quickly for Roland Balla. Looking to potentially go himself, and then what's happened here? There's going to be a free kick that's going to be set a few yards back from the top of the box here.
It's an interesting one with the referee. Let it go to see if Ola can get into the box and then decide to call it back for a free kick. So a second opportunity for Melbourne City, but it's their speed of the ball, surging into the box. You can see Diamante really advising his players, getting there as quick as possible. And they've created quite a few opportunities. Brunswick City getting back into the match, but as we said before, he said with Vizzy, some of the passing just not on target, and you've got to be more efficient with your passing and also your progressive runs. If you don't do that, then you lose momentum of the ball, and we know that Melbourne City very dangerous on transition, just like now.
Another delay here from Lockie Keevers. We will see Marcus Humbert take this free kick once Lockie Keevers is ready. Looking to get the wall set up just inside the area here. I mentioned that breeze before, Peter. I think Humbert might be kicking into the teeth of it here. I think it's favouring the left of screen. Can he somehow use it to his advantage? He probably needed it to hold it up a bit more than that.
Yeah, it's a bit of a swirler. It is, and it's like it's moving, coming across the ground a little bit, but you're right there now. That sort of does favour a little bit more Brunswick City right at the moment. But, yeah, could have kept that ball a little bit down. The keeper had it covered, but, yeah, Melbourne City really putting the pressure on, and if they can get that second goal, Brunswick City will be under a lot of pressure, and we've seen a very, very strong start by Diamante's players.
The high ball from far point. Wong. Just a desperate heave forward, really. Balla playing back. Baker tried to thread it through to Calms, but it will be Higazi taking away for Brunswick City. Allshawn's on the right side and has his space. Allshawn working his way in. He was surrounded by Sky Blue in the end. Might have taken a high hit. And immediately Lockie Keevers has stopped play here. As Allshawn gets up, head in hand. I'm sure he'll be okay.
Yeah, Dylan Allshawn has been probably the most dangerous player. Got an opportunity there. I think he's ex-Wrexham. Played under 18s at Wrexham. Has come through a bit of the English system, the Welsh system, and done really, really well in VPL 1 and showing. He's moved more to the right now. He started on the left, and he's starting to create problems. He's probably their best outlet at the moment. We need to see more movement from Johnson. He's playing 9. You really got to give that opportunity when Allshawn's moving into the box, and we're not seeing that at the moment.
Ibrahim. Far point. Costa Emmanuel. Vizzy. It was a bit of a more powerful ball in. Wong was off balance though. They're starting to press a little bit here, Brunswick City, but they're unable to generate any quality shots on target to really test Lockie Charles here so far.
Austin Wong would be disappointed. It's an established player. I know it was difficult. He took a first time. He was there for the second ball, read the game, the play well, but just couldn't execute. So they've got to start getting things on target, Brunswick City. But they're getting back into the game. Adem, as you mentioned, they're starting to create. Emmanuel's made a little bit of a difference on this left side, changing up.
Emmanuel gets it back from Wong. It's only far point. That's Ibrahim. McCall now. There was some help available there through Timms. Awkward ball in. Koski dealt with it easily enough. Sean again in the wars a little bit, but did win the free kick and quickly sent it toward McCall. Brunswick City looking to apply some pressure again. Carl Johnson couldn't do anything of any note.
Disappointing there for Brunswick City. McCall needs to get a little bit more into the game, give more on that right. We know that in that last game when Brunswick City beat Melbourne City 2-0, he shut down Beckham Baker, did really well on that wing, and now he needs to come forward and provide this opportunity for Johnson, as well as Olshawn and some of the other attacking forwards, but a missed opportunity there.
Humbert. It's a good ball through to Giorgio, but might have been wrong-footed. Did lose out momentarily. It's going to still end up being a chance here for Bella. Farpoy able to get in behind the ball. Now takes on Roland Bella. Demuth for Nikovsky. Around one. You think about shooting just for a moment there. Calms played in. Nikovsky kept on going. And then Mooney had to come out as well. Slipping over was McIntosh. We've seen a few players slip over. We did have to pick the sprinklers on here before kickoff, resulting in a delay of a couple of minutes.
Yes, we had a
time for the sprinklers to come on there, Peter.
Always the sprinklers
right
come on. I'm gonna mention that as well. Took the words right out of my mouth. But Nikovsky, that's the second time he's gone into the channel unchallenged until he got into the box. You can't allow that to happen for Brunswick City. And he's playing centre back and he's just surging forward, getting the channel. The final ball didn't come his way to give to the player, but yeah, that's worrying for Brunswick City. Mind you, this is our second game. Maybe we've got a second game. We had the Brunswick Juventus 1-0 earlier on against Springvale White Eagles. This is the second match.
Brunswick Juventus in VPL 1 next year. Brunswick City hoping that they won't have to join their local rivals in VPL 1. They want to be up in NPL Victoria. Right now, though, they're down 1-0. Isaiah Boston going back to Lockie Charles. Humbert. Baker. No Beckham Baker today for Melbourne City, but Matt Baker out there. Mallow again making his run a long way out of the area. Mooney was in the area, but a long way out from the goal line, forcing a corner. Roland Ballard has a lot of traffic going through him right now.
He has, and that's one of the strengths of Melbourne City. Did a little bit of research on their season. Pretty much the diagonal ball to the wingers, very important for them. Obviously, Beckham Baker's not here today, but on the right, they use the diagonal ball on the right and on the left as well. And Bellow's been surging into the box on several occasions, causing a lot of problems. And McCall's got to really try to pick him up and tuck in, because otherwise he's going to create even more opportunities.
So it was a goal kick in the end for Brunswick City. Ibrahim's ball is blocked. This is Austin Wong carrying a yellow. Timms has placed himself back into the fullback position for the moment. There's Humbert against McCall. And it's going to go Brunswick City's way. For Austin Wong, it's a look at a corner for the Spartans.
Substitution for Brunswick City Soccer Club, coming off number 30, Costa Emmanuel, and coming on number 27, Ethan Samis.
So there you go, an early substitution for Nick Kiriopoulos. Ethan Samis has come on for Costa Emmanuel. We were told pre-game that Ethan Samis had to go through a fitness test pre-game, and he's out there now.
It's interesting because Ethan, I think Looks like Emmanuel still on there. Is the 30 still on there? I don't know what's happened there, but we'll get some clarity around it. Maybe it's going to happen very shortly.
It was definitely a ground announcement. You are right. Costa Emmanuel is definitely still out there. Some confusion. I didn't see any substitution whatsoever. They definitely have 11 out there right now. So some confusion here at Lakeside Stadium. It was very clearly an announcement of a substitution that we don't think has occurred. I'm just having a look at the players out there right now. Now it's gone up on the fourth officials board as well.
Yeah, now it's
Costa Emmanuel is going to come off. There you go.
Now it's happening.
Number 30, Costa Emmanuel. Coming on, number 27, Ethan Samis.
And he's looking a little bit proppy. Here's Costa Emmanuel. Ethan Samis is going to come in. So that's the substitution confirmed, but just a bit premature with the announcements here at Lakeside Stadium.
I was looking at the Brunswick City looking for a more high press, trying to put a little bit more pressure on Melbourne City, pin them back a little bit. But and I didn't see any substitution happen, but we mentioned Ethan Samis earlier, and he's now on.
And he's instantly involved here. Also can't tell if it's tactical or forced, that change. Emmanuel looks to be in a little bit of pain right now. He's on the bench talking with one of the medical staff. It might have been a forced change as opposed to a tactical one. Interesting developments here at Lakeside Stadium. It's a foot race for the ball right now. Cartwright should win out. Gets a little shove for his trouble. Cartwright, that shove almost nearly helped him in the end. Cartwright still going. Let's come back to Boston. McIntosh. Boston. In it comes. Awkward one for Mooney. Demuth now. Isaiah Boston. Leaving it behind and running out of room. Just a sloppy moment. Giving it away cheaply.
Sloppy moment there by Boston. Be disappointed with that. Vizzy will also be disappointed. He let Cartwright cut in. You can't do that. You've got to tuck in and make sure on the right side. Nearly allowed Melbourne City in there. Melbourne City picking up the pace again. They contained a little bit of pressure. Emmanuel's actually getting into the game. It actually might be an injury because he was showing them a little bit, showing a bit of form there. So it might be an injury.
Here's Allshawn around Humbert, still on top of the ball. Allshawn, it takes a deflection. Took some power off it for Lockie Charles.
You can hear then the Brunswick City faithful. They believe they're here. They believe they deserve a place. And really, Allshawn really got them off their seats. Good opportunity.
Roland Ballard never a chance as the ball sails over his head. That's how Ibrahim. Also didn't note any incidents involving Costa Emmanuel as well. That may have seen him come off as a result of an injury. The new man out there is Ethan Summits, who just gave it to Samuel Vizzy. Vizzy. Where's the help going to come from? Johnson. Higazi. Wong flicking it up. It did bounce dangerously just for a moment. Samus now. Johnson. No gaps that they could work in the end. Brunswick City have to retreat back. Tim's placed another one in toward the top of the box. It flicked up in the air. Timms goes again. And Allshawn knew straight away that that ball was not going to work out in the direction of Austin Wong.
You mentioned Melbourne City, the academy, young players coming through with the aim of coming into the A-League professional football. A lot of talented players, but Brunswick City also have got a lot of young players. And Ethan Tamas is one of their young players. He's come from, I believe, Northcote. He's come into the Brunswick City setup and been scoring a goal in the finals in the last few games and really lively and shown something there, providing another dimension.
Calms. Giorgio. Bella. Back on his line was Nick Mooney. As the ball was coming in, Mooney was actually in two minds as to whether or not he could come out or not, realised he couldn't and had to retreat back. So that could have been a dicey moment. Now another run being made by Vizzy. Looking inboard, Wong was a powerful ball, and then it gets away from a frustrated Dylan Alshorn.
Yeah, Vizzy, good surge there, got into the box. That's the second time, really creating something with Tiamas also there. Austin won't be disappointed there, very credentialed player, very good technique, but just overshot. Maybe it's the wind, maybe it's a bit of nerves, big time, but it's got to do better than that, because Alshorn has also shown what he can do, especially from the right wing.
Far point. Ibrahim gets it back from his captain, Kobe Timms. Five minutes until we reach the end of this first period. They will get a couple of minutes added on. There has been a first-time substitution. Costa Emmanuel subbed out for Ethan Thomas only about 5 or so minutes ago. Unable to clearly tell if it was tactical or forced by way of an injury. As we see Melbourne City work it out wide, Baker, Bella. No one waiting at the back post. It swung back out anyway. McIntosh. Boston. Cartwright. That could have been a ball that had Nick Mooney under all sorts of pressure, but it was blocked on the way through.
Yeah, Cartwright showing his repertoire of skills. He's willing to take on, cut in, take the shot. Very interesting, very exciting player. Demuth is also impressive. He's, I would say, in the midfield, really cutting the channel and creating opportunities for Melbourne City.
Skyward ball off the boot of Timms. It's Hagazi who feels like he's being held up, and he was the one that fouled against Angus McIntosh. Lockie Charles. Game of kick to kick between he and his captain, Marcus Humbert. That will continue for a while before Humbert finally peels off. Boston the target. Vizzy with Isaiah Boston. Samuel Vizzy. He's outnumbered here, and he knows it. He's got no help at all, Samuel Vizzy. Ball is eventually released, and all turned out okay. Thomas in the right spot. Has to go again, Thomas. He's got a one-on-one to deal with, though, up against McIntosh. Hagazi for far point. Brunswick City almost out of danger. Cartwright was right in behind far point. Haven't cleared out just yet. All is okay. So it was Ryan Calms in the 7th minute with the first goal of this game. A 1-0 lead for Melbourne City. Winner into NPL Victoria in 2026. We'll decide this year's champion in the next game out here later on. 6:30 kickoff, Heidelberg United, Dandenong City. You and I, Pete, are very much looking forward to that.
We are. I mean, Dandenong City is a surprise packet, but not a surprise packet. We've got some very good players. Someone say Brunswick City's a surprise packet, but it's great to see this is the finals football that we like to see in Australia, and some good teams coming through and surprising everyone and going for the title or for the playoff opportunity.
McIntosh has done brilliantly there in the one-on-one to win it back off Ethan Thomas. Makovsky into the middle of Lakeside Stadium. Awkwardly played down by Ibrahim. Bella's going to be caught in behind here against McCall, but gets the lucky break and calms. He could make it 2-0 for his second goal. It took some post, and then Bella was there to finish anyway. And the flag goes up. It stays 1-0.
What an opportunity. Bella really got himself to think, but he was offside. I was noticing, and you can see the Brunswick City defence put their hand up. But what a moment there. 2-0 just before half-time would have been fantastic for Melbourne City. And really, they're taking their moments, you know, when they need to, really transitioning quickly and creating those opportunities. I could see that Brunswick City are pressing forward more, so they're going to leave a little bit more space at the back. And we know how fast some of these Melbourne City players, very attacking, very forward-minded, very progressive runners, they're going to create those opportunities, but it was offside. So Brunswick City, a little bit of a let off there. I can see their coach, Kiropoulos, a lot of tactics. He's trying to change it up a little bit. And you know, they come into it back in the second half, but just haven't had that efficiency, accuracy of the pass.
Calms is onside here, has to back heel it. And then an offside flag will go up for the second time in a minute for Melbourne City.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of a single
Only 1 minute
at a time
to be played here. All Sean's had a frustrating first half. We've just seen Tim's go down as well. Play will continue with Tim's down. And finally, it's going to be sent out of bounds by Camille Hegazi as his captain requires some attention here in stoppage time. And Lockie Keepers is now going over to the Brunswick City bench, and he has shown a yellow card to Nick Kiriopoulos.
Yeah, Nick Kiriopoulos on a little bit of frustration there. He believes that Tim's was fouled and it wasn't picked up. And, yeah, a yellow card. But that's the passion. He's come to the big stage, Kiriopoulos, with his team, a team that's been underestimated, a team that's got some good players, also some good. He's giving a lot of young players an opportunity. The first half hasn't sort of gone his team's way, but they'll be back strong in the second half. I'd say that, but the frustration, he's made some tactical adjustments, which seem to be working, but it's the end product at the moment from Brunswick City. They're just not getting that last opportunity. Melbourne City being more efficient and showing a lot more transition, a little bit more dangerous, and that's the thing with Brunswick City. You've got to be careful at the back.
So, dying embers of the first half here. The Ryan Calms goal is separating Melbourne City from Brunswick City right now. Cartwright to make one last dash forward, but he's outnumbered. Wong going in to help Vizzy. Ibrahim looking for All Sean, and if he can get out here and keep it in play, here she can. There might be a late charge here for the Spartans. All Sean, good first move. So much sky blue in front of him though. He stays with it. And then Lockie Keevers decided to call time. Wow, late drama here at Lakeside Stadium in the VPL 1 promotion playoff. Ryan Calms has the goal that sees Melbourne City leading Brunswick City 1-0. Peter Paleologos. We've seen quite a bit in that first 45 minutes.
We have, and Melbourne City will be happy with that first half. They've created the chances, been more efficient, getting behind the wing-backs, quite a few, and really probably deserved the 1-0 lead. I would say Brunswick City a bit disappointed, started very nervy, very cagey. Now, Allshawn's shown he's gone back into the game and created that opportunity at the end there, but I think we're looking, it's going to be it's all on the line this second half. The Brunswick City supporters are a little bit disappointed. They thought that maybe that ending there, the referee was a bit strict with ending the half. But we'll see Brunswick City. They've been down. They'll come back this second half. Melbourne City are playing a good tactical game plan. Diamante's got them very well sorted out, and looking forward to the second half.
Half-time here in the VPL 1 promotion playoff final. Winner into NPL Victoria, and right now it's Melbourne City 1, Brunswick City 0. We'll take our break here and be back with the second half here on the Football Victoria YouTube channel.
Sorry? I think the lights are off yet, mate.
Brunswick City, they play in a smaller stadium, so maybe the open space is not really to their advantage, but yeah, see what happens. I don't know what, I can't tell you why Emmanuel went off, but we'll take it. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. Something wrong with the microphone?
No, we're going to test the microphone.
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
I'm confused with that.
Yeah, it opens just after those bins. See where that fella is with the, looks like some shitty camera. There's a gate somewhere around there.
When you're doing it, try not to hold the bottom. So she was holding it right at the bottom.
Actually, Matt and I have had this chat. We reckon they're fake. Right, so yeah, that's where the roving portal is. If you wanted to say a whole sentence.
Here we are at Lakeside Stadium. It's a massive game.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
Decent crowd. Decent crowd. Decent crowd.
Form's starting to come in now, yeah.
Yeah, Heidelberg.
Since Heidelberg's starting to come now, yeah.
I don't see much yellow yet, so.
Yeah, so they run around and do that, and then for the actual presentation, we put the buttons on the German camera.
I don't know which way the wind's going.
Pretty sure it's
Just know it's something swirling. It's like the flies, you know?
But it's with that mic, and then the presentation.
I look at the flies or whatever they are, and they're like swirling. Oh, we've got a mission Senol.
no, we actually don't go.
Where they change it.
Senol's purely just the faster. Senol's
That's the next match.
I did ask that.
promotion playoff final. Brunswick City up against Melbourne City.
We are back live on the Football Victoria YouTube channel. It is the VPL 1 promotion playoff final. And either one of Melbourne City or Brunswick City just 45 minutes away from NPL Victoria in season 2026. Right now, it is advantage Melbourne City. They lead 1-0. Adam Sarikoglu and Peter Paleologos are with you on this coverage. And Peter, Melbourne City, well, they were certainly the dominant team in the first half. A couple of moments for Brunswick City, but in attack and in that front third, they just lacked a bit of cohesion and never really put any real pressure on Lockie Charles in goal for Melbourne City.
Very much so, and I think Brunswick City got to go back to their basic game plan they've been playing all season, and that's a combination of control possession through the midfield, fast forwards, and quicker shots, because their shots have been not really penetrating Melbourne City. So that combination, Melbourne City playing very tactical and technical game. I think the Amante, we focus on mentality. We're close. We're 1-0 in front. We can go through this. So it's going to be a very interesting second half, and everything on the line in this big stage, NPL playoff.
And it was Ryan Carnes who scored fairly early in the piece. 7th minute goal from Carnes. A couple of other chances that went begging as well for Melbourne City throughout the first half. Brunswick City fighting to get themselves back into this game. All of their forward ball has gone through Dylan Alshon, but he hasn't had much quality coming his way so far this afternoon. Right now we're looking at Agazi. Here is Alshon, surrounded immediately. Good release ball though from McCall. It's Samuel McCall. Tries to go back to Alshon. Not too much trouble for Melbourne City at the back in the end. That's Ibrahim. Going to draw Charles out.
Wrong option there by McCall. Johnson was in a better position, closer to the goals. Probably took the wrong option there in order to create that opportunity. But good start from Brunswick City. Got to get on the front foot. We're all about getting players into the box, getting those cutbacks, and they've really got to start with that momentum.
Bella had a good first half. On board for Demuth. Cartwright has wheels, but not enough to chase that down.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a overhit ball by Demuth. It's been very impressive in the first half, keeping Austin Wong quite quiet. He's playing that 6 role and tracking back, but disappointed with that delivery there. Got to be a little bit more efficient.
Austin Wong, who picked up a yellow card in the first half. Makes a little run forward, kicked it straight into Luca Demuth. blustery day here at Albert Park. It's actually got slightly worse since the halftime interval here. Sean's ball. Big gust comes through our commentary area. Thomas, the first half substitute for Costa Emmanuel. Ibrahim. Here's the escape route back toward McCall. Timms. Napoli won't place it anywhere near the advantage of Samuel Vizzi, who had a couple of moments himself down the left side and looked threatening at times throughout the first half, Peter.
Yes, he did. He got in position a couple of times. The cutback just wasn't right, or the players were in right position. But that's the game that Brunswick City have been playing all year, and it's been working very effective for them. And this is such an important prop. Tiamas came on as well, also added something, maybe because of the injury to Manuel. But they've really got to push now. Maybe a high press, in order to push Melbourne City back to take control of this match. Might be the tactic that they need, but because they're not big on transition, Brunswick City. They don't like the transition. It's more physically demanding type of game. They do like to control, especially for the midfield.
Humbert. For Lockie Charles. Humbert down the line for Giorgio, who was met pretty solidly there by Samuel McCall. I think he was leading it. Played restarted a little too quickly for his liking, so here's a back. Marcus Humbert here. It was his goal that saw Melbourne City advance into this game. Late winner against Melbourne Serbia. Brunswick City needed to go into extra time, scored twice in extra time. Cordell Addison. And he came on as a sub to Addison and scored the second goal after Austin Wong opens up the account in the 53rd minute. Dylan Allshawn put some polish on it for the Spartans. For the first time in club history, they could be going up to NPL Victoria, into Victoria's top flight. But right now they are behind. They're in the final. Sunshine George Cross, Bentley Green's already up in NPL Victoria. This finishing in the top two, yep.
Two powerhouses, sorry. Yeah, just have to make that note. Two big clubs coming back. Actually, the Georgians been out of the scene for a long time.
Bentley Green's recent winners in NPL Victoria, of course. Back in action in the top flight next year. 15 turns over here, the chance of it's a straight shot in the end. Ethan Thomas has not been too far away. Certainly had Lockie Charles diving to his right. Awfully worried that it might sneak in. There's a decent chance that he's gone begging for Brunswick City.
Nice execution by Thomas, just couldn't get it in line, and yeah, just missed that opportunity. Very interesting. Matthew Baker is playing for. Yeah, I was saying Matthew Baker is playing on the left here against Allshawn. He's only 16 years old. A lot of these players for Melbourne City, obviously 19 to 16, quite a different range. As I mentioned earlier, 38 players use this year. Some of the older players have transitioned to the A-League team. We saw Beckham Baker's getting a scholarship, quite a few others. Xavier Stella, who was a very important player, has moved to Melbourne Victory, actually. He's not part of this game today. And really, a lot of these players want to get on the NPL stage for Melbourne City because that gives them a chance for scholarship, for a professional opportunity in A-League or elsewhere. So it is a stage for them.
Beyond the reach of Johnson. So it was the final day of the season where Brunswick City potentially denied a chance for Melbourne City to gain automatic promotion. It was indeed Caroline Springs George Cross who ended up finishing seconds in VPL 1. Just 1 point behind Bentley Greens. Melbourne Victory. Melbourne Knights finishing at the bottom of the table in VPL Victoria. Two of the spots now filled by Bentley and Caroline Springs joined George Cross. Right now, as it stands, Melbourne City could be the second A-League Academy team in 2 years to be promoted into Victoria's top flight.
Yeah, look, we've seen, I mean, Adelaide United had their academy team in the NPL in South Australia, have won the title as well. And a lot of players have been created by that. We've seen it in New South Wales with Central Coast, Sydney FC and Western Sydney. We saw it this year with Melbourne Victory, and now Melbourne City are close. Not saying they'll get in, it's still early days.
Pressured ball back to the keeper from Baker. Humbert. Quality ball along the sideline. Ballard, look out. Sliding in. That's how you bring him. Clean challenge in the eyes of Lockie Peters. And Brunswick City will take it away. Round one. Goes out how you bring him. Allshawn finds himself in a central position right now. Thomas out wide. Could go back to Allshawn here. Does go to Allshawn. He tried to zigzag it back in the direction of Ethan Thomas. It didn't work out. They get a throw at least.
It's missing the end product here at Brunswick City. Allshawn has a couple of times gone into the box, just hasn't had the execution. Thomas has added a very attacking dimension, but they just haven't got the end product at the moment. Still got time.
They've led since the 7th minute, Melbourne City. 2 16s coming together. Baker and Kobe Timms. Melbourne City ball. 6:30 kickoff for the big one here tonight. VPL Victoria Grand Final. Melbourne United may well be the form team in the whole country right now. On City. The big one for the first time, Peter. You and I will just be spectators enjoying that one.
Yeah, the pressure's on some other commentators for that one, but we're enjoying this.
Working earlier in the first half.
Oh, that's all right. We need the premier commentators for that game. But I have to say that the crowds, both sides, they've opened both sides of the stadium. This doesn't normally happen unless it's a derby. We saw that against Preston, South Melbourne. Big crowd. I was watching New South Wales NPL final yesterday. They only had one side of the stadium with the crowd, and with the weather today, you should be proud. And if you've got a chance, come out and watch the rest of this match or the Heidelberg Dandy City match. Dandenong City, who in the surprise packet, as you said, them, and they've got a good team, and they've got Kenny Athau too. So very interesting.
Well led as well. Two of the premier coaches going head to head in the big one later on. Down in front of us right now. Inside that last spot in VPL Victoria. Joining Heidelberg and Dandenong City next season. Brunswick Juventus earn their way up to VPL 1 in the earlier game today. 1-0 win over Springvale White Eagles. That's how you bring him. This is going to mean so much, in particular to Brunswick City. We've mentioned that throughout the first half, Peter. Kiriopoulos, who is the champion of the club, has led them all the way here to the final game of the season, finishing 5th on the table, taking care of the North Sunshine Eagles last week. Here now on the
substitution for Brunswick City. Coming off, number 14, Samuel McCall. And coming on, number 25, William Tiamis.
He scored the last time these two teams met. It was only a couple of weeks ago for a 2-0 win at Dunstan Reserve. William Tiamis, Dimitri Fonkianos, who is on the bench tonight as well, with the 2 scorers that day. Spartans to get up into the top flight for the first time ever would be a monumental moment in the club's history if they can get it done here today. will go up. Comes.
Totally. Community club, 1970, 71, created. Small club, people consider it a small club, but a club which actually provides pathways for younger players. Like the Tiamas, Bruno Pantazopoulos, who's a Western Sydney, came through their system.
Tiamas tried to instantly inject himself into the game, but some miscommunication between he and Austin Wong.
And I've been looking at Nick Kiropoulos. He's given a lot of young players a chance. Obviously, they've got a couple of players overseas, Paz and I think Skuzmanovsky, but all the young players getting a shot, are playing, and they're adding that verb. I think 3 goals in their last few games have come from the younger players.
Giorgio, the inboard ball. Team's placed it. A spot for Higazi to attack. Higazi got fouled. First time today we don't have some sunshine over inside stadium. It's been a lovely day, a lovely Sunday afternoon. Here's a chance. Johnson, and it to the top of the line as well. No goal in the end. There's been some drama near that post throughout the day so far. It does feel like they're inching closer to the equaliser, Brunswick City.
Yes, you can see the urgency of the second half. I think Kiropoulos settled their nerves at half-time.
Double substitution for
really
Melbourne
wanted
City.
them to, get into the game.
Coming off number 47, Aaron Cartwright. Coming on, number 39,
just hit the post and just a bit unlucky
Bulsari.
there. And that could have went either way. And that could have been a game changer for Brunswick City. They're getting a lot into the game. A bit more of a higher press, putting pressure on Melbourne City. Melbourne City.
And coming off for Melbourne City, number 5, Jaden
Couple of
Nekowski.
substitutions.
And coming on, number 9,
Jaden
Thomas
Nekowski
Nassau.
coming off for Thomas Nassau. Ahmed Faraz Galzari has come on as well for Aaron Cartwright. Well, I felt like it was really influential in the first half, Cartwright. His day is done. Double change for Alessandro Diamanti. Tiamas has only just come into the game as well for Brunswick City. Johnson was asking for it on the outer side, but it's going to fall short of the target. Matt Baker will go back to Lockie Charles, who's under all sorts of pressure. Hands outside his box. Melbourne City get away with it.
Absolutely, they got away with that one. I don't think it was a foul. Johnson just put a lot of pressure. That's what he did. Got a bit more of a high press. Brunswick City. Melbourne City, as long as they sit on just a 1-0 lead, they will be a bit nervous. So Brunswick City's got to take the game on.
Nick Mooney. Passing it down for Ibrahim. We're beyond the hour mark. Melbourne City 1, Brunswick City 0. Melbourne City just a half hour away from being promoted into NPL Victoria. One of those spots were vacated were by Melbourne Victory, of course, Peter. One and done with their entry into NPL Victoria this year, Melbourne Victory. Wide right now. Boston. Nice run by Isaiah Boston here. And still the targeted man as flying boot came in from Sione Farpoy.
Yeah, you mentioned Melbourne Victory. They had a decent campaign. I mean, 3 teams went down, which is not normally the case with NPL Victoria, but that's why we've got this playoff. It's made it sort of exciting. But Melbourne Victory did very well in the NPL. A lot of those players got that experience at a very sort of senior level. And quite a few of those players are getting opportunities with scholarships and at college. And Grozovsky and I think one other that's slipped my mind at the moment. The same thing will happen with Melbourne City. A lot of these players, if they do get on that stage, it does create those opportunities. But this game, Brunswick City started very well, but Melbourne City starting to dictate a little bit more the terms this part of this second half.
It was a clear bottom three in NPL Victoria. In the end, there was a 9-point gap between the bottom three and everyone else. Dynamo and Altona Magic on 27 points in the end. 9 clear of Melbourne victory. Melbourne Knights, obviously the big story in the relegation storylines of season 2025 in NPL Victoria. And yeah, Summer Street's going to be hosting some VPL 1 action next year.
There might be some, it's going to be very interesting. Melbourne Knights, what they do next year. They obviously want to come back up, historic club, iconic club in Melbourne. But this is interesting because what if the iconic clubs are climbing? We saw Sunshine Georges, or should we phrase that, Caroline Springs?
Yes, I think I made the same mistake.
Cross.
Showing our age a bit.
Here we are in Brunswick Juventus, a club in different formations, back in the VPL 1, and who knows where they can go. So historic clubs coming back.
Galzari gets involved for Melbourne City. They're looking for a way to double their lead, and the shot was fired by McIntosh. But it's wide of the mark.
McIntosh, quite an understated player, but works really in that midfield engine. He really shows a little bit and willing to take on the game, and he's the kind of player that's really quite plucky, got good tempo, got good technique, and really trying to create the chance. He also sits as like in the midfield, and he's had a lot of work with the move. Both of those midfielders have kept Austin Wong quite quiet and stopped that 2-2 touch midfield that Kiriopoulos likes at Brunswick City. They like to play through the middle, and those two players have obviously, Alessandro De Martes ensured that they maintain that channel is closed.
Brunswick City ball here. Halfway. Wong gets it from Thomas. Gets a corner for his efforts.
You're chasing the game, and when you're chasing the game, you've got to push a few more players forward. And a good start by Brunswick City. I think those substitutions add a little bit more dimension, a bit more width. But it's important with the set pieces. This is where you've got to get those opportunities, get that ball in, and have players around for the second ball that comes out.
The Spartans looking for an equaliser. Charles fisting it away. Alshon decided to blaze away himself. I was going to say a low percentage ball. That was a no percentage ball.
No
offside. Look at the space here for Bella. No flag for Roland Bella, who released quickly and then on himself at the second time of asking. That as well was just a blazed away ball. Proved to be quite wasteful in the end.
Yeah, Brunswick City's got to take the game on, take a few risks. Bella had a lot of space. He was offside. In fact, the only, I think, good interception there, although he ended up being offside anyway. But yeah, Bella's always going to, this is where Melbourne City are going to use their transition, use their fast wingers. If they get a breakout, get that second goal.
It's been a much more even second half than what we saw in the first. And it's game on for a spot in NPL Victoria here at Lakeside Stadium. Just a touch over 2 hours away from kickoff from the grand final coming up later on. Heidelberg United, Dandenong City, who will be joining them in Victoria's top flight next year. City looking to earn promotion from 5th on the table. Did beat Melbourne City on the final day. Melbourne City settling for 3rd in the end in VPL 1 at the end of the regular season. There's obviously a change up in the playoffs as well, with Western United not able to participate in the playoff series.
Yeah, that's the interesting one that speaking to some officials from Melbourne, Serbia, contacts there. They had 9 players out in that playoff game because they didn't expect to be there. A lot of injuries and overseas. And we mentioned here that Brunswick City also had 2 players out because they went on trips. And Paz and I think Kuzmanovska mentioned it earlier.
Oh, here we go. There's an opening at the back, and they're under all sorts of pressure here. Melbourne City can't put it away. The Spartans reset. Giorgio. Humbert. Calms. Slotted right back into fence after scoring very early in the piece here. 3 playoff goals for Ryan Calms, the 19-year-old. And he's slotted right back into fullback in this second half here, Peter.
Yes, he has. I think it was Tiamas who intercepted there. What a twice stopped that opportunity for Melbourne. So that was very dangerous. Just because the keeper was all over the shop. So big save there for Brunswick City to keep him in the game.
Ghazi. Mooney had to put boot to ball quickly. 21 minutes in regulation. Brunswick City have been chasing for quite a while now. They were able to generate a couple of shots. They had that moment on that left goalpost a couple of minutes ago as well, Peter. But it's still a 1-0 deficit for the Spartans right now. All shot. Gets around Demuth. It's out of reach of Johnson. Stops dead. Timms couldn't get to it. Tiamas.
Alshon there. He's probably the most creative player, most creative outlet for Brunswick City. That final ball's missing. That's what, they've obviously created the opportunities, but that final ball is missing at the moment, and really there's got to be a bit more urgency. Melbourne City, the game management, that's their key at the moment.
Roland Balla almost put it into the perfect spot. Denied by Vizzy. He was trying to set up Ahmed Faraz Galzari. It's a corner for Melbourne City. They're looking for a safety score right now. 20 minutes away from the top flight. Not sure they've had a corner yet in this second half, Peter. Well, they generate a few in the first. Roland Balla. That swinging ball caught in behind. Baker will send it to the other end of the pitch.
I think the Amans will be asking his players to show a bit of game management now. They're 1-0 in front. If opportunity present themselves, transition quickly. They've got the fast wingers to counter-attack, and to make sure that they control the game and don't give as much possession and much outlets for Brunswick City. Brunswick City making a little bit more of a high press. Need to look for turnovers.
Humbert was ultimately dispossessed. They retain possession. Demuth, it was a good release ball out wide. Here's the run being made by Galzari. Switching back over, shot block for Giorgio. Wong losing out against Isaiah Boston. Bella to Boston, who shoots. Nicholas Mooney had the post covered.
Boston showing his utility there. He's able to play winger, he's play left back, wing back, I should say. Good player and willing to take the shot, and I think that's something Brunswick. We haven't seen many shots from Brunswick City. I think they need, in terms of taking the game on a little bit, taking those shots, a little bit more cutbacks into the box. They need to show a little bit more urgency in that regard.
Galzari with a turnover. taker. Having a hard time up against Austin Watt. Picturesque day here at Lakeside Stadium. I will say I do much prefer when South Melbourne play day games as opposed to night games here with this setting right next to Albert Park Lake. We've got a delay in the game right now. Wong has still not gotten up. Gets up now. Bit of a drinks break out there for everyone as we take our breath here. Peter Palaiologos, I should say. Sorry about that. Got a substitution as well, have we?
We do, yes. I think
it's the danger man for Brunswick City. Cordell.
Substitution for Brunswick City SC. Coming off, number 13, Atai Ibrahim. And coming on, number 2, Cordell Addison.
By Nick Kyrgiopoulos. Atai Ibrahim is out of the game. Cordell Addison, who scored the second of the 3 goals that sent Brunswick City into this playoff final, is now out there for the Spartans.
You've got to play your cards, and Addison, he added a lot in terms of that game, and he's an important player, but very, I think he played at Avondale too for a period of time, and someone who really, at the last 20 minutes, got to make the difference.
Bella gets denied by Kobe Timms, but will at least get a corner. Well, Bella is the preferred corner taker. Another change, this time for Melbourne City. And it's going to be Lewis Marinucci on for Angus
Substitution
McIntosh.
for Melbourne
also
City.
a scorer.
Coming off, number
Last week in
14,
the first
Angus
playoff game.
McIntosh. And coming on, number 12, Lewis Marinucci.
Impressive player, Marinucci, last week. Got very important in getting that result. And it's interesting, Diamante wants to control the game, but he's not afraid to throw another attacking player. He knows that Brunswick City got to take some risks here, and a chance to get on transition a second goal to control the game. There are going to be those opportunities. So if you can, also try to get that second goal.
Roland Balla corner for Melbourne City. Still looking for a way to double their advantage as it comes into the post, but already the whistle had gone.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a handball. The referees let the game go. I mean, it's been a bit windy, it's been a few fouls, a little bit cagey, but realistically let the game go. Beautiful day, and we're seeing quite a bit of attacking football.
Allshawn. He's run alongside Isaiah Boston. William Siamas to take the corner for Brunswick City. Still plenty of time. It's only a 1-goal deficit. They needed to go into extras last week. Siamas corner. Did not fall Brunswick's way. Vizzy. Played back in first time. So Vizzy, they've certainly moved the magnets around, haven't they? Nick Kyrgiopoulos has shuffled quite a few players around. We've obviously seen, after scoring, Ryan Carps go back into defence as well for Melbourne City in his second half.
Yeah, I think Ryan Carps comes from Bendigo, or that area, and does a lot in terms of travel, obviously, to Casey. So the player's very committed, and it's been one of the game changers in this final series for Melbourne City. But Kyrgiopoulos is a very tactical coach. He understands the game very well. He might be at the VPL level, but listening to him, I've watched a few of his interviews on Facebook, knows the game very, very well, and tactically is able to make adjustments.
Well-placed ball along the sideline. Melbourne City happy to concede another corner. So Brunswick City keep asking the question. Second corner in the space of a couple of minutes. Tiamas will take another one. Where's this equaliser going to come from? Ball popping up in the air. Nagazi will chase it down. Wong, Higazi. A lot of pressure being applied by Bala. Wong is out here. He'll go first time. The cross in, there you go, there's the equaliser, and the skipper delivers. Kobe tips, it's 1-1, and it's game on in the promotion playoff here at Lakeside Stadium.
Finally, a fantastic execution, dangerous cross in the box, and Kobe tips, the captain really fired up back there. Fantastic finish. You can see the Brunswick City elation and Minneapolis and everyone on the bench coaching. Can't believe they know they've been back in this game in the second half. Probably deserved that. Melbourne City's been sitting back and had a few opportunities, but really a lot of work rate in the second half for Brunswick City, and came back in the match and a couple of good substitutions, speeding up the game, and probably deserved, I would say, again.
It was definitely coming, and it's such a well-deserved equaliser. And it's injected plenty of energy into Lakeside Stadium. What will the response be from Melbourne City? We are 11 minutes away from this one, requiring an extra half hour. There's a quick ball out wide by Nasso. Galzari has been a threat since coming on. Alessandro Diamanti.
Come on!
Feels like Melbourne City one's on the back foot right now. Allshawn read the ball well. The atmosphere has lifted tenfold here now at Lakeside Stadium. We've mentioned this crowd. It's building up quite nicely for the NPL Victoria Grand Final coming up a little later on. Inside 2 hours from kickoff there. 10 minutes in regulation remaining here.
You can feel it. You can feel the Spartans, the crowd have come alive and really know their team's in this. And you can feel the vibe around the ground, both sides of the ground. The stadium's not saying full, but a lot of fans. And now with the other match coming on board, we expect even more. But this game's getting lively.
No, Humbert likes to go forward here. Bella, first touch there. It's gone over the top. It could bounce in on the goal. Denied the end by 5 boys, but Bella did go down. A card has been shown, and Melbourne City are going to get their chance anyway. Just moments after getting the equaliser, Brunswick City give away a penalty, and it looks like it'll be taken by Ryan Carms.
Quick movement, quick transition. That's one of the worries about for Brunswick City, the quick transition game of Melbourne City, and really got in there and got the penalty. The game's on the line now. Big opportunity for Melbourne City, who this half haven't been as impressive. Obviously, they've made quite a few changes, but this is the opportunity to go up with only about 10 minutes to go.
Nicholas Mooney picked up a yellow card as well. Now he has to deny Ryan Carms. Going for his 4th goal of these playoffs. And he's 2nd today. They lost the lead only a couple of minutes ago, Melbourne City. It's Ryan Carms against Nicholas Mooney. It's 2-1. That could be a heartbreaker for Brunswick City.
Melbourne City, well taken by Carms. You can tell that Brunswick City worked really hard to get back into this game. A concerted effort, they've done it a little bit, but their heads are up high. They know they're still in this, even though Melbourne City have got the 2-1. Melbourne City have probably stepped back a little bit in this game, played more hybrid defending and more of a low block, but transition's always dangerous. Mooney was maybe very lucky, could have even been a red, but he got there, and fantastic. Khan's been the player of the series, final series at least. Calm, collected, fantastic penalty.
The 19-year-old has scored 4 times in the last 2 weeks. And is it enough to send Melbourne City into NPL Victoria? 7 more minutes for Brunswick City to again chase an equaliser. They succeeded the first time. And the pressure goes right back onto Nick Kyrgiopoulos' men now. All Sean goes himself. There's something happening afterward. Lockie Peters has blown the whistle. Is there going to be another penalty here? What's happened here?
Indirect foul, I think. What happened was the defender covered the ball and sort of kicked it back to the keeper. So it's not a penalty.
To the back pass.
Yeah, it looks like a back pass or a pass back to the keeper, so to handle it. So this is an interesting. We don't see many of these. We don't see any of these.
Ryan Calms tried to avoid making contact. Failed in that endeavour. Indirect free kick now. Wow. They line up on the goal line here. He tried to avoid it. You could see him just trying to not get a tiptoe on the ball.
But he was
Sharp
intentional.
eye for Lockie Peters.
It was intentional. Yeah. Well, we don't see many of these, so there we go. Drama. Fantastic.
Who takes it? Farpoy obviously needs to take a first touch. Farpoy goes. Can't get past the wall. Busy now. Had it stolen from him by Galzari. So nothing coming in the end. From the indirect free kick. Come to not in the right spot as we saw Tim sleep over. It's getting frantic out there. 5 minutes remaining.
What a game. What a playoff. Absolutely frantic. Brunswick City. Maybe the placement should be more to the right, straight into that. What an opportunity. We don't see many of those, and that was a great chance to get back in the game. But you've got to open up a little bit now and take some risks.
Maybe Tim's who scored the goal that brought it level. It was only level for 4 minutes. It was Roland Balla who was fouled by the goalkeeper, Nick Mooney, resulting in the penalty. That was converted by Ryan Calms. And it might be the penalty kick that sends Melbourne City into the top flight. There is time for the Spartans though. It's not quite time for the kitchen sink just yet. They have got some time to be a little bit patient and not make any key mistakes. But it will get desperate soon for Brunswick City. Tiamas right now. He scored last time these two teams met, a 2-0 win for Brunswick City on the final day of the season. All Sean, not a bad ball in. Missing for Tiamas. It was tipped over. It will be a corner.
Tiamas are showing a lot of getting great position, great shot, good save there. And Brunswick City really becoming, this second half are really taking it on and have created the opportunities. They'll feel like they deserve the equaliser.
William Tiamas with the corner. Wong blocked. All Sean will retrieve it for Brunswick City and go first time. Ball holding up in the breeze a bit. Charles Orford runs at the ball. And they'll get another look here. It's in a very, very dangerous spot.
These are the games you like commentating. The drama, the opportunities. Brunswick City, you tell, they really put a lot of effort. A couple of the players are on the ground, exhausted. Everyone's a part-timer here, but it's all on the line, and they've really made a big effort to get into this, and they don't want to see it go. Here's an opportunity.
Tony Farpoy He had the chance with the indirect free kick a couple of minutes ago. Now a conventional free kick for him to potentially send this to extras. Brunswick City needed to get to extras.
Substitution for Melbourne City FC. Coming off, number 18, James Giorgio. And coming on, number 50, Nikola Durovic.
Alessandro Diamante's cleared the bench here. Tony Fapoy to Brunswick City, kept it low, and it went in! Oh wow! They've equalised again! And we may well be playing an extra half hour at Lakeside Stadium.
Unbelievable. Fapo scored 4 goals this year, and just, he's that kind of defender who can score. Seen that with Carnes as well. Unbelievable, fantastic play. And that wall was not set properly. I can see it from here. That Melbourne City wall was very disappointing in the sense that he didn't have enough players on that sort of match. But fantastic pass there. I think they deserve that. This is the drama. Melbourne City not giving up, throwing everything. As you mentioned, the kitchen sink. And we've got a game on our hand, 2-2. And in the last few minutes, we don't know which way it's going to go.
What a time to bring up your 5th goal of the season. What a moment. We are inside the final minute of regulation. And we are on the verge of an extra half hour here to fill the final spot of the 2026 NPL victorious season. One spot up for grabs here. Melbourne City have seen 2 leads go begging. 5 additional minutes.
The official has indicated there will be a minimum of 5 minutes of added time.
5 more minutes for someone to get a late winner. Otherwise, we're getting some bonus football here today at Lakeside Stadium. It's a good thing the NPL Victoria Grand Final kick-off got delayed by half an hour, Peter.
That's correct, yes. They must have sensed something here. This is a game on, it's a playoff.
5 minutes added on now. Tony Fapoy, only a few minutes before that free kick, had an indirect free kick. That was denied. What an unbelievable turnaround this has been for Brunswick City. Completely outplayed in the first half. I think Kyriopoulos has orchestrated something special here. What do you think it's been, Peter, the turnaround?
I think keeping it simple, some more urgency, some more go forward. They love to attack, speed of the ball, get it a bit faster and take some chances. And Kyriopoulos is the kind of coach who does understand the tactics and put the pressure, but also the amount of be a little bit disappointed with the game management from Melbourne City. They've stood back a little bit and they haven't managed this last period that well and let Brunswick City dictate a bit of the terms. We know in the first half, as you mentioned, they were pretty much controlling that first half. I think tactical management is very important, and I think Diamante will be a little disappointed with some of the boys. But, they're a young team, and it's been a long season. But one thing we can't take away, they've scored over 70 goals this year, Melbourne City, so they're always a threat.
Siamas picks up a yellow card. 5 minutes added on. 89th minute equaliser. Could be sending this to extra time. Not going to see it out. Thomas Nasso. See the tunnel right now. I think it's a bunch of Heidelberg United players watching on. They've got a relatively big game coming up a little later on. They might be waiting a while. Let's see what comes of this ball from Boston. Allshawn. The longer this has gone, the better he has been, Dylan Allshawn. Boots it away by Francois. Shadows are getting longer at Lakeside Stadium. Interesting touch there by Humbert. It's okay. Baker. Bella. He was the man fouled, resulting in the penalty that restored Melbourne City's 1-goal buffer they've had for the majority of the game, nearly all of the game. They get a late corner here.
It's
More than
about
halfway through the 5 minutes.
It's about momentum swings, I think, and who knows what happens here. And then
A late goal, maybe, to earn promotion. Well, I'm not taking this corner. It was Demuth instead. Out for a goal kick.
bit of relief there for Brunswick City, because what happens is you get the equaliser, or you get, and all of a sudden the next few minutes become dangerous, take a bit of concentration, and you get another goal. But Brunswick City, a fantastic turnaround in the second half. Really, the players have all lifted. Some good substitutions as well. Tiamas is coming on, has made a big difference as well, and has added a little bit of dimension. I want to see it a little bit more from Johnson. I don't think he's done enough at centre forward, and that's one player that needs to lift a little bit more for Brunswick City. But also Melbourne City, always looking dangerous, always looking opportunity. I think Humbert's moved up a little bit more to the forward line. He's been the captain and been an impressive player, so it's all to play for in his last few minutes.
We are inside the final minute of the 5 that were allowed. One last chance here for Bella. Maybe Tim's run straight into him, and they will get a late free kick. Gets a red card. Kobe Timms, who got the first equaliser for Brunswick City. Maybe he felt like he had to do it. It was now or never. But for the remainder of this game, Brunswick City will have one less man out there.
Yeah, that was... I don't know if it had coverage. I'll probably have to see the replay, but it was desperate effort, because that was sort of last chance cafe, and Melbourne City got behind. They're always dangerous in transition. I've sort of mentioned that throughout this broadcast, and that was an opportunity. Probably had to take the foul. He'd be disappointed. It's going to be tough now if they do go into extra time with 10 men, but sometimes you do got to do the professional foul, and the referee had no choice.
And straight red as well. Just as we saw with the penalty, Roland Bella was the man that they felt like they had to take down one way or another. And this should be the last thing we see before we hit extra time. One last set piece for Melbourne City to see if they can get it done in regulation. They've had 2 leads evaporate. Kobe Timms goes into the tunnel. Roland Bella. Nothing is coming there. And Lockie Keithers has seen enough for 90 minutes.
At Lakeside Stadium.
We are still going in the promotion playoff here.
Score is Melbourne City FC
Melbourne
2,
City
Brunswick City
1-0.
SC 2.
Between the 7th minute
We will have
and the 79th minute, Kobe
15 minutes
Timms scored the
of
equaliser.
extra time,
Only
and
4
then we will
minutes
have
later,
penalty kicks
Brian
if the
Carnes
two
from the spot,
sides
his second goal
are
of
unable
the
to
day
be
after the
separated.
penalty
If you want to
given
grab
away
food
by
and drink,
Nick Mooney.
look to your left, look to your right. There's plenty of
That
outlets
lead
available.
lasted 6 minutes for Melbourne
And
City.
the
It's the only
NPL
far
Victoria
point
Men's Grand
with a
Final,
low
proudly
bullet
sponsored by
along the
Sheno, will
ground.
follow. And our Sheno, the triple
Just
header.
between the goalkeeper and the right goalpost was the second equaliser for Brunswick City, and we've arrived at 2-2. And the crowd here is just going to take a breath, because we've got a half hour still to go in this game, and if that can't decide it, we'll go to the spot and settle it there.
Something must have happened with that move from 6 o'clock to 6:30 for the NPL final. Some of the drama, the ability for Brunswick City to come back and not give up, and the tactical changes in terms of Diamante. He thought, he can control the game, and anything can happen in football. We've got these extra 30 minutes. It's going to be very difficult for Brunswick City. They're playing with 10 men, but the belief is there. They believe they can qualify. It's all on the line these last 30 minutes, and the players will be pushing to Kiriopoulos, their coach, tactically very astute. Diamante knows he's got to use the transition. It's about mentality now. His players got very good technique, very good understand tactics, but it's a mentality now to be able to say, okay, we let 2 leads go. Can we make sure this time we're a bit more ruthless and finish the game? So 30 minutes, a fantastic football ahead, playoff football.
And this is it, it's all or nothing now. Brunswick City have had to fight their way back twice. It's only Farboy free kick. I mean, it was probably clipping different blades of glass all the way through. It stayed so low and found its way in. That was an unbelievable free kick taken by Farboy. And of course now Brunswick City have to play this extra time with only 10 men. They've lost their skipper, Kobe Timms, who has scored in this game. Did he have to take down Roland Bella? Did he have to do it?
I think so, because what's been happening is the transition's been the most dangerous piece of Melbourne City. Bella's been very dangerous. We all Cartwright in the first half, also unlock him on the left or right wing. So his desperation, but also tiredness. Maybe he just got there a bit late. You've got to remember the Brunswick City players, it's been a tough. They've had a lot of injuries this year. They've got a lot of young players off the bench. A lot of these players have played a lot of games, whereas Melbourne City have had a bigger squad. Yes, they're missing Beckham Baker, the X Factor, and some other players who've transitioned to the senior team or to international, but you can tell Brunswick City were willing it. They wanted the equaliser, the body language, and they got there. It was a desperate move. It's going to be a different tactic now, playing with 10 men, but they've got a bit of belief. They haven't given up, and they've given us a game to remember, a playoff to remember, and I think all the fans have enjoyed it. But Melbourne City, they need composure, they need tactical awareness, and they need a faster ball. They've slowed the ball down a little bit in the second half. Their success has been faster tempo ball, more momentum. Now with the extra player, they can take a few more risks again.
Well, the build-up for the NPL Victoria Grand Final has to wait. There's still a spot up for grabs in that particular league. We've got the call team behind us. They're getting ready right now. 6:30 kickoff.
Substitution for Brunswick City coming on.
There is a substitution.
Number 27, Ethan Samis. And coming on, number 23, Dimitri Fokianos.
So Ethan Samis, who was a first half substitution for Costa Emmanuel, he is now being subbed out of the game. And Dimitri Fokianos, who did score against Melbourne City back in late August a couple of weeks ago, is now in. So one last change has been made by Nick Kiriopoulos, who is only working with 10 men here. And we are underway with extra time. The sun's out at Lakeside Stadium. The crowd is really building here. Brunswick Juventus earning promotion in the first game here today against Springvale White Eagles. 1-0 win there for Brunswick Juve. Brunswick City looking to make it a Brunswick double here in this game. Wong picked up an early yellow card in this game. Johnson's been one that's really struggled to work his way in here today, Peter. He's been barely sighted.
Yes, it's probably not the game. It's a little bit, the conditions are different here. It's a bigger ground than Stutson Reserve. We've got to acknowledge that. And Brunswick City playing maybe a little bit different. The grass is different there too. We have to say this is looking impeccable here today for the 3 games here at Lakeside. But it's a different game. But you mentioned Fokianos scored a goal, a younger player. This is Kiriopoulos has trusted a lot of the younger players to bring the energy, to bring some scoring. And Brunswick City in the game. It's going to be interesting how Diamante now deals with this issue of having 11 players do a high press and put a lot more pressure on Brunswick City, who might sit back a little bit and soak some of the pressure. Or do you try to still play that transition game and on the counter-attack with your speedy wingers?
Calms. Going out wide, Baker. They're looking for Nasso. Tarpoy blasting it away. It's a 4-2-3 right now for Brunswick City. See a low ball go in. Tarpoy not having any trouble. Carnes tried to guide it down from the net. Goes back to Mooney. He's one that's carrying the yellow card. Starting to see the Dandenong City fans arrive in the background. It really is a fantastic atmosphere building at Lakeside Stadium, and this right in front of us right now, Peter, is certainly contributing to that.
Oh, definitely. You can see 3 games. What an astute decision by the MPL today. Very Football Victoria. And really, a fantastic festival day of football.
There's an early chance, but Alzari couldn't keep it under control. So in the 78th minute of this game, it was 1-0, Melbourne City. 3 late goals in this game. We've now got an extra half hour to settle it. And if that won't work, we'll go to the spot.
Yes, it's always a lottery, the spot. You have to say that, and seeing that in world football everywhere, when you have to go to the spot, you don't know which team's going to take it. And that comes down to mentality, really, as much as technique. But, Brunswick City might want to soak up a little bit of the pressure now and then come back because they've been controlling. Here we go.
Wong missing all Sean. Humpert gets in the way. Roland Bella was there to his left. Humpert keeps making his run forward. Humpert now. Tiamas applying some pressure on the skipper for Melbourne City. They cut back inboard. Now to Ghazi, looking to do the defensive work. It goes out.
You mentioned tactical formation. I can see that Diamante's got his 2 wingers pushing up a little bit more, the wing backs. Although it looks like they've got the 3 in defence with the 2 wing backs, like a 5-3-2. But I would say those wingers are pushing a little bit more inverted as well, because they know they've got the extra player and there will be extra space.
Nothing happening for Nick Mooney there. Is NPL Victoria football coming to Dunstan Reserve. That was where Brunswick City scored their 3-1 win against North Sunshine Eagles last week to get here on the final day of the season.
Or is it going to Casey Fields, which a facility in itself, and a young team, ambitious, and, NPL football provides a canvas for a lot of these young players. We know that a lot of young players have come through, and the Melbourne City players want that canvas, because to move to senior football, you're playing NPL, that's a great opportunity. You're playing in a strong competition.
Humbert working his way forward once more for Melbourne City. They can't keep it in play. Will be a corner at least. Roland Bella has taken a few corners today. He's been so instrumental in this game. He was the one pulled down by Nick Mooney, resulting in the penalty for Melbourne City's 2nd goal. And there's that last moments in play in regulation as well, where he did get fouled just outside the box. That resulted in Kobe Timms being sent into the sheds. Brunswick City are down a man now. They're down their captain.
You mentioned Bella. The work rate is unbelievable. It's basically call about an engine, players having an engine in terms of the physicality and the speed. The work rate that Bella's put in, and creating also that dangerous moment where the Brunswick City captain was sent off. Really had a fantastic game, and I can tell he's been pushing up a little bit from the wing-back position in the second half, because they know it's very dangerous.
Alzari won't chase it down. Would Brunswick City be happy to get it to penalties?
Well, it's possible because it's hard with 10 players. You've played a lot of games. You've had you had a lot of injuries. You've brought a lot of young players in, a lot of enthusiasm. But at the end of the day, you've worked really hard to get to 2-2, to 1-1, to 2-2. You don't want to give this game away. And if you have to play a little bit with a low block, don't maybe cede a little bit of the midfield, but make sure you don't leave any channels and go to a penalty shootout. Maybe that's the strategy, although, in Kyrgiopoulos, he loves fast attacking football. There will be moments where Brunswick will get their chance.
Nick Mooney would be a little bit tolly as well because he is carrying a yellow card. The benches have been cleared out. You don't want a makeshift keeper in a penalty shootout, that's for sure. It will be Nick Mooney to blast this ball forward for the Spartans. Halfway through this mini half. Enough City fans have arrived. Inside Stadium filling up nicely for the decider later on tonight. Watch that obviously on the VPL Victoria YouTube channel. Parish, Mark Ivkovic, Steve Curtin all behind us at the moment.
Yes, that should be quite an exciting game. We've got an exciting game here too. A little bit more cagey this first half of the extra time. I think both teams are trying to be very careful. Diamante will want his team to stick to tactical discipline. Brunswick City do not want to give any easy opportunities away. They're playing with 10 players. They don't want to give anything easy away because they've worked so hard to get back into this game. So a little bit more cagey this first half compared to this first half of extra time, I should say, compared to the second half where we had a lot more reckless abandon and Brunswick City chasing the game and getting back into it. But yeah, slow the game down now and a little more game management, game tempo here from Melbourne City to see if they can unlock and provide an outlet for another opportunity, I can see.
Brunswick City scored twice in extra time last week. Right now, it's Isaiah Boston, and Humbert was lurking near the back post there. Loves to work his way forward, Marcus Humbert.
Yeah, it looks like he's got license to do that now in the second half, having that extra player. Normally he's a much more defensive player, but having that ability, he's got a lot of speed, a lot of height, good in the air, so I think Diamante has given that license to get into the box.
The switch option is available with Ryan Carnes as well. Obviously, Carnes now firmly sends it into the back of the defensive formation for Melbourne City. He's going to go in here. Cannons in toward the Brunswick City bench. Plenty of entertainment on a Sunday afternoon in the lead up to the VPL Victoria Grand Final here at Lakeside Stadium. One spot left up for grabs in VPL Victoria. Who joins Caroline Springs, George Cross and Bentley Greens in the top flight?
Will it be the multi-club owned Melbourne City, part of that Manchester City group, I should say? Or will it be a community club, Brunswick City, who have worked really hard, got themselves to the big dance, as a lot of people call it, around the world, and worked and just so close now. So we've got a fantastic narrative here. Community club with a club with an international focus. But both clubs do focus on younger players, and that's the great thing about this game, that younger players are getting the opportunity to really showcase.
Spartans have had their brush with danger in this game. Tony Farpoy right at the end of regulation. The free kick that was barely lifted off the turf. And just inside that right goalpost at the right top screen to send this one into extras. Got just 3 minutes left in the first period. Play back to Lockie Charles. Great venue to have the VPL Victoria Grand Final this year. We know the last couple of Grand Finals have involved South Melbourne, of course. Only the Matildas last year for Oakley's triumph over South. Olympic Village prior to that. It's nice to have the decider here at Lakeside Stadium.
Yes, it is. A beautiful day, good atmosphere. We've seen Heidelberg fans, we've seen Dandenong City fans, Brunswick City fans. They've all come here, Juventus fans, all the clubs, Springvale White Eagles, and of course Melbourne Cities. 6 different dimensions, 6 different clubs coming into this venue, and fantastic day.
Another corner for Roland Bella. Oh, that's fallen really dangerously, but it's going to pop over the top. Bodies flying everywhere. Marinucci, who scored very early from the air, from a corner last week, imposing his frame, which is sizable on that ball. Scored in the 3rd minute last week, Lewis Marinucci, to open up the account for Melbourne City against Melbourne Serbia. Marcus Humbert waiting until the very end. A deflected ball. It was no classic goal, that's for sure, but it was certainly enough to give Melbourne City the win that they were so desperate to get.
Let's see there. Then Melbourne City on a yellow card there. A foul there.
It's Bella again. It's gone down, by the way.
Yes, he's a danger player, no doubt about that. They're claiming that they wanted to see another yellow card, but Brunswick City setting up more of a low block this half, I would say, just trying to contain the pressure.
Final minute. This first period of extra time. Agazi, the latest victim down there. Done well so far, Brunswick City. Down a man.
Yeah, Kyrgiopoulos, a very astute coach. And this is the reason why they're there. They're in the final because he understands tactics and is able to get the best out of his players. And is able to get, even younger players into the system, get the speed up, and we've seen that's why they're in the game.
Lockie Charles. Fourth official just looks to confirm.
The 4th official has indicated there will be a minimum of 1 minute of added time.
Thank you to Neil Simons, who gave us a premature substitution call in the first half, obviously, which had us a little bit confused.
Yeah, we apologise to the
substitution before the 4th official even had up on the board, I think.
Yeah, we apologise to the listeners' view. You got a bit confused there, but I hope you're enjoying the broadcast, whether you're at home or here at the game, and it's been an enjoyable game. Obviously slowed down this first half of extra time, but maybe we could see something in the second half that could, both teams take the game on.
It was Ethan Samus who came on for Costa Emanuel. Samus now out of the game, subbed on and subbed off in this promotion playoff. And we have 15 more minutes.
It is half time
to find
in
a
the
winner.
VPL One Promotion Series playoff final of extra time between
down a
Melbourne
man,
City FC
Brunswick City
and
will be pretty happy
Brunswick City
with how it's
SC.
poised for them right
The
now.
score
Melbourne City
is 2-2.
weren't really generating too much
Due
for
to this
themselves. There was
game
that
going
moment from
into
the
extra
corner
time, the
when maybe
scheduled
there might have been a
VPL
chance
Men's
for Lewis
Victoria
Marinucci
Grand
to do
Final
something, but nothing coming of that.
its kickoff delayed
No, and
to
it's,
6:45 p.m. Thank you.
Looks like the kickoff's been delayed for the game again, 6:45. This game's taking precedent, of course. We're going into a second half of extra time, and who knows, it might even end up with
If the two
penalties.
sides are unable to be separated in this second period of extra
get
time,
another announcement
this
from the
game
Neil
will go to penalties.
Just
Just telling us what we already know, that we will have a penalty shootout if they are still tied in 15 more minutes from now.
So what do you do as coaches? I mean, both coaches have come through different systems. You've got Diamante, who studied the Italian school, one of the best schools of coaches in the world, tactically aware, and at the highest level, pressure matches. What do you say to these young players? They've got the advantage. They know that they've got very fast wingers. They also know that they've got a lot of technical and tactical players. What do you use there? That's the question. We're very interested to see how he plays these last 15 minutes. You've got Kyriopoulos, undermanned. Got all these substitutes out there. A couple of his players also cramped. But they've fought back. They've had will. They've had the community spirit. The ability to come back twice and not give up. You can see the body language, that equaliser twice, was just amazing. And they've got also their fans behind. So we're a very interesting dimension from both teams, bringing something different to this last 15 minutes. Could go either way. I'm looking at both teams and what are the players and what are the coaches? Are they giving the feedback? What's the body language? I think it's a mentality game these last 15 minutes of them.
And there was another announcement as well from Neil Simons that the NPL Victoria Grand Final is now going to have a 6:45 kickoff. Just keep extending it out.
Well, we've got to go see the whole shift out now in extra time. And we might even go to penalties. We don't know that. But obviously, there's a lot of, it's built up. I mean, you can see the fans looking over there, Dandy City fans coming forth looking for a seat. An amazing day for NPL Victoria Grand Finals. I think I mentioned to you, I watched a little bit of the New South Wales on YouTube, of course, Grand Final yesterday, and, you know, I've got to say we've got to be proud of Victorians. It's been fantastic. It's been a great season. We've got even Heidelberg in the Australia Cup final, so fantastic effort by all the teams, the administration, everybody.
I'll be right here, of course, on the 4th of October.
Football's about stories, and we've had quite a few stories today, and we will probably have more stories. So that's what the drama is about.
On paper, at least, David and Goliath battle this one. Brunswick City looking to be promoted from 5th on the table. Get a corner here.
I want to see a little bit more by Johnson. I have to say the Swede has been in and out of the game, but knowing his set piece is sort of his bread and butter, so need to get involved in that. They're not going to get that many opportunities with 10 players in these last 15 minutes. They've got to make the most, and set pieces are one area where they're fairly strong.
Austin Wong with the corner for the Spartans. Oh no. That's what I often do when I go to the driving range just down the road here at Albert Park. Complete shank. Now Humbert is trying to work his way forward here. Did end up pulling down Addison. Addison came on a while ago now. I feel like we haven't really seen him involved in much of the action at all.
No, I think he's more of an attack-minded player, I would say, but he's had to obviously fill a gap there in more defence. He loves surging forward. He loves that control possession in the midfield, but he's playing a little bit back. Obviously, they're on demand. They've had a few shuffles and changes, and he's. But you know, I think he's doing also a bit of man marking. I think with Brunswick, there's a bit more hybrid defending, I would say. A bit of man marking and zonal to make sure they don't give Melbourne City that many opportunities.
Melbourne City will emerge here. There's Nasso, who couldn't work it forward. Higazi for Dylan Allshawn. He's been threatening all day, Allshawn. Isaiah Boston tracking him all the way. What's it going to be? A goal kick.
Good battle there. Allshaw's been probably one of the dangerous outlets for Brunswick City. But Boston's put a big shift in. He's worked really hard and ensured that, you know, playing right back and also a bit of a wing back pushing up.
Demuth for Jurovic. Azari fell over. Again, we've seen players slip over on a number of occasions throughout this game. We did have the sprinklers on that delayed the start of this game by a couple of minutes. That said, it's been a dry and sunny day. I think it's well and truly dried out by now. Only 11 and a half minutes away from penalties. Bentley Greens and Caroline Springs George Cross have earned their promotions into NPL Victoria. It's going to be one of Melbourne City or Brunswick City. As we see Allshawn go down, Humbert needs to be helped up as well on the outer side. It will be a Melbourne City ball when it resumes.
Yeah, a bit of cramp, a bit of tiredness creeping in, especially with the Brunswick City players that have been playing for close to 20 minutes with only 10 players, a bit longer than that, and they're getting a bit tired. It's been a long season, been also playing playoffs. Tough game last week. Melbourne City, they've had some change of personnel here. They don't have Beckham Baker, who's been the star for them this game, but a lot of players have stepped up and done very well, and here's a chance.
So, we resume now. Isaiah Boston. The shot from a long way out was Matt Baker. Nick Mooney was certainly worried about it.
Definitely worried about it. Matt Baker.
Here's a corner.
Yeah, only 16, I think. Sorry, Adem, I think he's only 16 years old. Young, talented player.
Roland Bella gets another look at a corner. Might have just overhit it. No, he placed it well and right on the line. It goes over the top. Head in hands for Ryan Carms, who's on a hat-trick.
Wow, what an opportunity. Didn't expect that, and just over the top, just went under the ball. The header should have been a little bit more flicky, but, missed opportunity. Ryan Harms had a fantastic finals campaign. A good season. He'll be disappointed in that. Just missed it. What a moment. And we're going to get these moments in these last few minutes, and you've got to take those, otherwise you're going to the lottery, the penalties.
The low driver sailing wide off the boot of Nick Mooney. So Nick Mooney versus Lockie Charles in goal if it goes to penalties. We have seen one penalty here today. Ryan Carms putting one past Nick Mooney after he fouled Roland Bella. Jurovic, I should say, has his shot blocked. Corner from Melbourne City.
Melbourne City starting to pin back Brunswick City these last few minutes, knowing that creating the opportunity, they got the extra player. Brunswick City worked really hard to get back into the match twice, and now they've been a little bit pushed back. They've got to hang on these moments.
Second corner within a minute or two for Roland Bella. And Mooney's come out, desperate lunge to clear out by Wong. Dylan Allshawn. Isaiah Boston bests him that time. The sun setting. What a lovely picture it is here at Lakeside Stadium. Victorian football at its finest here. Humbert thought it had gone past him. Realised he still had a chance. Jurovic tried to play one out wide for Galzari. Humbert's on the back foot. The shot was fired directly at Nick Mooney.
Yeah, I think Diamante's told his players now it's time to press, attack. They're creating the opportunities, just execution and product not there. But there's a bit of urgency, I can tell, in Melbourne City. And Diamante, I would say, sees an opportunity now with Brunswick City getting a little bit tired playing with 10 men in this period of time, and now they're starting to open up a little bit. Bella's looking always dangerous, very dangerous player, as is Boston.
The red card that was shown to Kobe Timms pretty much at the end of the 90. Austin Wong's down right now, so they're playing with 9 currently, Brunswick City. And Melbourne City don't care. There is an injury concern as well for Luca Demuth. He's gone down as well as he passed that ball out. 2 men down, one for each side out there right now. Galzari, he'll go back first time. Easy pickings for Fatboy. What happened to Luca Demuth? Is he released out? Did he lose his footing or might just be cramped? Don't know.
I think a bit of cramp.
Other concern right now is for Austin Wong for Brunswick City.
Could be an overextension as well. Austin Wong, yes. Looks like he's going down. I mean, it's that time. It's been a lot of, you can see a lot of players cramping up. It's been a very tough game. A lot of work rate, a lot of running, a lot of transition, and a lot of players getting cramped. We're getting maybe overextending, but we're in the last 7-8 minutes here. The Myth could be in a bit of trouble. It doesn't look that good. I think they're looking at the bench, and I don't think anyone's got substitutions. So
Melbourne City have one. They're now getting one ready.
Okay.
So Wong was definitely an overextension. It's still hard to tell on replay what happened to Luca Demuth. Harley Truong has taken the subs vest off. Wong gets up now. And there is the change for Melbourne City. So Luca Demuth is out.
Melbourne City
Harley
FC.
Truong has come
Coming
in
off, number
very
6,
late here.
Luca Demuth. Coming on, number 10, Harley Truong.
Look at Demuth, a fantastic performance today. I have to say, underrated, understated, a very steady performance, both creative and defensively.
Substitution for Brunswick City. Coming off, number 8, Austin Wong. And coming on, number 6,
as well.
Harley
Hayne has come on for the injured Austin Wong, who was carrying a yellow anyway.
Is it an extra substitution maybe in the second in the extra time? Maybe that's available under those rules. We know those rules exist, so they'll count at 5.
Inside 4 minutes now, or inside 5 minutes until we need to go to the spot. Melbourne City with the extra man out there would probably want to get this done inside 120. There's one open slot available in NPL Victoria. Will it be the sky blue of Melbourne City? Or the dark royal blue of Brunswick City? Roland Bell has put in a lot of yards today. And it was a tight ball.
Brace yourself, last 4 or 5 minutes. I can sense a bit of urgency. Melbourne City pressing. Brunswick City sitting back. Maybe they do want the penalty shootout. I'm not too sure. I know that they know that they've got maybe 1 or 2 breaks still in them. Interesting change. Harley has come on. He's a homegrown player or a player that's come through their pathway. Harley Payne, I should say.
We're in the twilight now here at Lakeside Stadium. Cordell Addison was working hard. Couldn't keep it in, Addison. Whistle had gone anyway. The artificial light starting to take over.
See Kiriopoulos giving instructions from the bench, the Brunswick City coach telling his players tactically what needs to be done these last 5 minutes. Diamante also looking at what maybe tactical can make changes. He's got the extra player. Do you commit another player forward?
Higazi. Tiamas. I know he's a threat. Higazi does reach All Sean. And nice to kick it straight into All Sean in the end. It's safely in the hands of Lockie Charles. Cordell Addison booting it straight into Bella. 2.5 minutes left.
Lucky ricochet there. Melbourne City had 3 players forward, 3-2. They had the numbers there. Quick transition. I think Diamante's trying to say, let's press up, let's use the wings. And that was an opportunity, but the ricochet favoured Brunswick City.
It's going to fall for Humbert. Melbourne City throw. 2 minutes left of play. That's 2 more minutes where Melbourne City can take advantage of the extra man they have out there. It was 1-0 in the 78th minute of this game, and it had stayed that way since the 7th minute. Brunswick City equalised twice to keep their chance at a first ever promotion into Victoria's top flight alive. They've just got to navigate another minute, maybe 2, with 10 men to get it to penalties.
Yeah, Bella, a couple of balls now. He's overhits. But yeah, look, sorry, it was Boston, I believe. But yeah, a big effort by Brunswick City. I think having that player sent off, they're sitting back a little bit more, waiting for that opportunity. They don't want to take as many risks they did in the second half. And I can understand that. The players are a little bit tired and just want to make sure no mistakes, keep it tight.
The clearance from Nick Mooney. It's the final minute now. Is there one last run here? Calms. It's been thrown back forward for Melbourne City. Humbert. Does it get through to Bella? No. Cordell Addison got a crucial touch there, I think, for Brunswick City. Jurovic. Boston. Galzari. Well played, Samuel Vizzi. There are so many tight legs out there.
It's had a good game, Vizzi. There's a lot of work.
The official has indicated there will be a minimum of 2
That's
minutes
interesting.
of added time.
2 more minutes.
2 minutes. Madame, the drama. Are we going to penalties? Do Melbourne City roll the dice? We've got the extra player attack. We can see all the players, heads down, cramps. Where's it going to come from? Brunswick City probably trying to hold out a little bit here. And Melbourne City have had a bit of the momentum, but they've lacked the creative outlet. You know, it's been a tough game. It's been a game, exhausting game, and you're playing 120 minutes.
The 2 regular season meetings were split 1 apiece. It was a 4-0 win for Melbourne City all the way back in May. On the final day of the regular season, Brunswick City scored a 2-0 win against Melbourne City. That forced Melbourne City into the playoff, finishing 3rd on the table. And now here in the promotion playoff final, it looks like we're going to penalties to see who goes into NPL Victoria. There were 2 minutes allowed by the 4th official. And this one does right now feel like it's petering out into a penalty shootout. Another throw coming up for Isaiah Boston. Can they fire away a late winner here, Melbourne City? The throw in from Boston, dealt with by Fonkianos. All Short's ball, it ricocheted around. Another ball forward by Fonkianos. Last roll of the dice for Melbourne City.
They've got to use their X-Factor players. They haven't used them that much. Haven't seen much this second.
Ryan Calms has been thrown back up forward as well. That's a neat ball. Not a great touch though. I think it was Galzari again. I think that's going to settle it.
Poor touch there. But they've got a few X-Factor players. Melbourne City, we just maybe the remit has been just stick back and wait for that opportunity. I would have expected them to take on this second half of extra time a little bit more with Brunswick City tiring out, but we haven't seen that dimension, that X-Factor dimension. And you're right, and then we're probably going to head up to penalties with total lottery.
I wonder what ends we use as well. The sun is directly in the face right now of Nick Mooney. If we are using the left of screen, the goalkeeper has the sun to contend with. Ball goes out, no final whistle just yet from Lockie Keevers. We are on the verge of a penalty shootout to decide the final promotion spot into NPL Victoria out of VPL 1. Play does continue. We're only 2 minutes added on. We're well beyond that. Free kick going Melbourne City's way. It's taken quickly. And Humbert just blasted it forward directly into Dylan Orchorn. They could not be split after 2 hours of football.
Time here at Lakeside Stadium in the VPL 1 promotion playoff final.
Peter Kaleo-Lucas, we go to penalties.
Yes, we go to penalties. Drama. Who would have thought? It looked like Melbourne City were on top. Fantastic first half. Controlled their great opportunities. Missed a few extra. Brunswick City, what an effort to come back twice. And really some fantastic goals too.
And just a reminder, the shootout NPL
not much in the extra time period. 1 or 2 chances. It's a lottery now. Who deserves to go in? This can go either way. It'll come down to the keepers, but also the mentality of the players, the technique of how you take the penalties. I'm sure that both teams have trained on penalties, but it's a psychological game. Could go either way.
Will be promoted pending licensing
So which ends do we use for this penalty shootout? If it goes to the left of screen, the goalkeepers have the sun in their face.
Both of these sides have never reached the NPL men's
There is a
Victoria.
shadow
We're
across the goal
witnessing
at
history
the
tonight.
right of screen
It's
right now.
Brunswick City or
Penalty
Melbourne
taker.
City to earn promotion.
So he won't have the sun in his face so much. The penalty taker, the spot covered by shadow right now at the right end of screen. So the NPL Victoria Grand Final's been delayed already. Now, friends and colleagues behind us that are calling that game, Josh Parrish, Stephen Curtin and Mark Ivkovic are patiently waiting behind us. You can watch that on the NPL Victoria YouTube channel, of course. 6:45 kickoff for Heidelberg United versus Dandenong City. Right now, Brunswick City or Melbourne City are going into NPL Victoria. Whoever wins this penalty shootout gets promoted.
Look at the crowd building up too for the big game, but also it's going to be treated to a penalty shootout. It's a cruel way to be eliminated, especially if it is a playoff. A playoff that both teams' first chance in the NPL to make it. And who would have thought? Early on, we thought Melbourne City were looking very strong, but Brunswick City, all credit to them, and tactically, Kuriopolis bringing them back. And now we're set a narrative. Winner takes all, the penalty shootout can be cruel for the loser because you've just closely reached the summit, but it could be denied just by a lottery. So, fantastic moments. Who's going to go to the NPL again?
Well done to Brunswick City. They fought out that entire extra time period with 10 men without their captain, who did score first equaliser after Melbourne City held a lead for 72 minutes. It looks like we're going to the right of screen.
Penalty kicks will be taken from the Clarence Street end of the crowd between Brunswick City SC and
The
Melbourne
goalkeepers
City
will have to worry
SC.
about the sun.
There's also the wind. You can see the wind picking up a little bit on the flag.
Just a reminder,
Yeah, it's been really gusty all
penalty
day
kicks will be
here
taken from the
at
Clarence
Lakeside
Street
Stadium.
end of Lakeside Stadium.
Brunswick Juventus earning promotion early today against Springvale White Eagles, a 1-0 win for
And the
Brunswick Juve.
NPL Men's Victoria Grand Final.
The first
proudly
penalty is
sponsored
going to be
by
taken
Shell,
by Dylan Allshawn.
has been delayed
For the
to
Spartans.
6:45 p.m. Thank you.
Here, Neil Simons confirmed the 6:45 kickoff for the NPL Victoria Grand Final. So Dylan Allshawn, again, I feel like he had such a frustrating first half. He was not getting anything of quality coming his way. Had to generate some movement himself. And he worked so hard on the flanks throughout this game. And he has the job of getting this shootout underway.
Well, Brunswick City must have won the toss. Always, most teams on penalty shootout do want to go first. Dylan Allshawn put a lot of effort in today, a lot of work rate, a lot of running. He was probably the most creative player in the first half. And now he's the opportunity to set it up for Brunswick City.
Here we go. Dylan Allshawn gets the first one for Brunswick City.
Imagine the nerves, you can imagine the tension. Good to get that first penalty out of the way for Brunswick City. The younger players of Melbourne City, how are they going to cope with this? I think having Diamante behind them gives them a lot of confidence, and I think they'll come also accomplished for this penalty shootout.
Thomas Nasso to take the first penalty kick for Melbourne City. Up against Nick Mooney. Thomas Nasso. He scores. It's 1-0 1 in the penalty shootout.
Well taken, Nesso, showing a lot of confidence, a lot of composure for a young player, and really placed that well.
Sione Farpoy, whose free kick, a stunning one at that, sent this into extra time. Without that, this probably would have been done and dusted more than half an hour ago. Had an indirect free kick as well, not long before that free kick. Now he's got a penalty in the shootout. Up against Lockie Charles, it's Sione Farpoy. And he is denied.
Big save by Charles, who's been very impressive this year in terms of Melbourne City, composure. Probably disappointed, he probably didn't connect it as well as he thought he should be. And Charles, a big save.
Roland Balla, who in many ways has been the story of the game, hasn't he? He's the one up next for Melbourne City.
Yeah, if we had 3 votes today, I would say I would give to Balla. I think you'd concur, Adam, but this is an opportunity to swing momentum Melbourne City's way.
Melbourne City capitalised from the Farpoy miss. Tom Naso scored the first one in this shootout for Melbourne City. And this to give them the advantage. Roland Balla gets it.
Very well taken, Balla. Good composure, good approach, good stature and great finish in the corner. They've been actually quite impressive with the Melbourne City penalty so far. Very clean, very well executed.
William Siamis up next for Brunswick City. This is a pressure kick. It is 2-1 in the shootout right now for Melbourne City. Siamis is denied as well. He went the same way as Farpoy. Lockie Charles has dived to the right twice now. And Melbourne City is on the verge here.
Guttering for the young player. Sorry there, Adam. Guttering that, came on, showcased a lot of ability. Look at his head down. He would be gutted. So would be the coaching staff of Brunswick. They work so hard. It just not a clean penalty. And you've got to take, Charles has been amazing already. 2 big saves. Read the play very well.
Ryan Calms has scored twice today, 4 times in the last 2 weeks in the playoffs. If he puts this away, it is sudden death for the Spartans. Ryan Calms has beaten Nick Mooney from the spot once already today for a 3-1 lead in the penalty shootout. Ryan Calms has now made it sudden death for Brunswick City.
Very composed young players here in Melbourne City. Very efficient penalty taking. And really, unfortunately for Brunswick City, right here where it's do or die now. They must score this one to stay in this penalty shootout.
Kamil Hegazi has all the pressure of keeping Brunswick City in this promotion playoff. Lockie Charles has made 2 saves already in this shootout. He went to his right on both occasions and guessed correctly. Kamil Hegazi to keep Brunswick City in it. He can't. Charles does it again. There'll be a tinge of sky blue in VPL Victoria next year. Melbourne City is going up. 3 saves in the shootout for Lockie Charles.
Unbelievable. Guttering for Brunswick City. Such a concerned effort here. Very unlucky. Just couldn't finish the game off. But Melbourne City, class he takes. Must have practiced these penalties over. Just unbelievable. We've got to give the young team of Melbourne City credit. They've scored a lot of goals. They've worked a lot of hard. The personnel has changed during the season. a bit of luck in the last round. They wanted redemption, and they got redemption. They were denied by Brunswick City for promotion in the last game, and now they've got what they wanted. These boys well deserved it, and I think Diamante, his goal was to take it to the next level. He's achieved that. But I feel really sad for Hierapolis. A fantastic tactical effort, undermanned, younger players, a lot of injuries. What an effort, and just to miss out penalty shootout. Very, very cool for Brunswick City, a community club with a great culture, a great family culture.
Melbourne City really had to earn it. They led from the 7th minute all the way through to the 79th minute in this game. The equaliser from Kobe Timms after Ryan Calm scored in the 7th minute of the game. And then a penalty committed by Nick Mooney. The foul on Roland Bella. That resulted in a penalty kick for Ryan Calm to make it 2-1. And then Sione Farboy with the free kick from range along the ground in the 89th minute sent it into extra time. They were down a man throughout extra time for Brunswick City. They had Kobe Timms get red carded really late just before the end of the 90 minutes. And they survived that but could not convert in the penalty shootout. 3 misses that see Melbourne City going up to NPL Victoria in season 2026. They join the Bentley Greens and Caroline Springs George Cross.
Yeah, what an opportunity. Melbourne City finally reached the pinnacle of Victorian football. Brunswick City be gutted, as I mentioned earlier. They had the momentum, they were coming back. Obviously the red card, it had to be done, but that took away their attacking edge. They were really finishing on top of Melbourne City, but this game has swung one way or the other, and I think Diamante will be relieved because his team gave away 2 leads. I think Brunswick City will look at an opportunity missed. Very, very sad for them. But Melbourne City, this is the canvas for the next level, and a lot of these young players have worked hard, 3-4 times a week training, all the rest of it, well deserved. Football can be cool. This is the passion. Respect to both teams, Adele.
What an unbelievable afternoon to decide the final spot in NPL Victoria. Brunswick City will be in VPL 1 again next year. They're going to be joined by Brunswick Juventus. They won their playoff 1-0 earlier today against the Springdale White Eagles. Melbourne City have been promoted into NPL Victoria. 2nd year in a row we've seen A-League's club academy team going up into the top flight. Melbourne Victory couldn't survive. How will Melbourne City go?
Look, Melbourne City used 38 players this year. They've got they've got an international program in player development. People don't realise that. Part of the Melbourne City group, 14 clubs I think it is. A lot of knowledge of coaches, a lot of behind the scenes. The players get a lot of insights, and I think that could do well. I mean, it's good for football. It's good for younger footballers to get an opportunity to play at the top levels. NPL, and showing how competitive it is. But we also got historic clubs like Bentley Greens, Caroline Springs, George Cross. It's going to be another fascinating season. But look, we've got the big game coming up, Heidelberg as well, versus Dandy City. What a year for Victorian NPL, what a year for Victorian football, what a year for VPL. It's been amazing. But you've got to commend Melbourne City. They probably thought they won the first 15 games of the season. They were undefeated. Maybe felt it was blown away and they got redemption today. But a real good story also for Brunswick City. They worked so hard and showed what a small club, I won't say a small club, a community club, family club can do. Just couldn't get there. Maybe it was the red card, but that red card had to happen to save the game. But what an effort. Both teams commendable, exciting, and we appreciate him putting a fantastic playoff in Victoria to the fans here today. And look at the fans at them.
Yep, they're here for the big one now. It is the NPL Victoria Grand Final. Coming up next, 6:45 kickoff. Josh Parrish, Mark Ivkovic and Steve Curtin will be on the call on the NPL Victoria YouTube channel for that. Peter Palea-Logos, that was fun. We'll see Melbourne City in NPL Victoria. I'll see you in NPL Victoria next year on the commentary, no doubt, as well. But that is us done from Lakeside Stadium. Melbourne City on penalties get through over Brunswick City. 2-2 after the extra time period and 3-1 in the penalty shootout. Melbourne City is promoted into NPL Victoria over Brunswick City, and that's us done from Lakeside Stadium. Make sure you're tuning in for the NPL Victoria Grand Final coming up a little later on. Peter Palea-Logos, thank you, and we'll see you next year. Hope you enjoyed it on the Football Victoria YouTube channel. Melbourne City is in NPL Victoria in 2026.
You've done it, some incredible days, you're promoted. What does it mean to you? I've got a long time.